Yep.
Yeah,
We're ready.
Whenever you're ready, we're ready. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Half of it's missing.
Okay.
Sounds great.
See our camera lady down here?
Yeah.
Can we
Trade?
Can we get a trade?
I'll see if I can work that. Start locking the door when we get up here. We need a peephole.
No, we need a secret knot.
Penny.
New England clam chowder. Is that the red or the white? Always forget that part.
You're going to have to go through the national anthem here, aren't you?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 Carmen truckers out there. Well, they better get out of the way because there's guys down there with guns. Yeah, we're going to go right through it. Sorry.
I have to.
Welcome, Northside Grizzly football fans, to Mayo Thompson Stadium for the 7A West Conference opener between your Fort Smith Northside Grizzlies and the Fayetteville Bulldogs, also known as the Purple Dogs. Fayetteville comes into tonight's contest 3-0, undefeated in non-conference play. They played Lawton, Oklahoma, North Little Rock, and Muskogee. They scored 50-plus points on all of them. They're averaging 56 per game, giving up 14. Northside comes into the ball game with a 1-2 record in non-conference, scoring 22 points a game in the starting defense, giving up 21 per. They lost last week at Greenwood by a score of 34-24. Northside defeated Fayetteville last year by a score of 27-24. We'll take a quick break, and be right back with the pregame show, the Wendy's pregame show, as the national anthem is being played, and we'll see you after that.
Northside High School in sound.
2 minutes, please.
Remain standing. Spawn the national anthem for the Northside High School alma mater, performed by the Northside High School Grizzly Marching Band.
You got captains and coin toss?
Sure. I'm all over it.
Toin
You all right there?
toss?
Twinkles?
Toin toss. Filtering in.
This kid's covered his ears, thinking there's going to be gunshots.
Sure enough.
Did you see him?
Pow. He's probably been to funeral in the National Cemetery.
Yep.
Scared him.
No bueno.
I need to keep some deodorant in the office for these Friday night affairs. This is how Gabe used to do the Pledge of Allegiance in high school.
We didn't have school today.
Oh, y'all didn't?
We're Catholic school.
So what was that any different from any other day?
No.
Okay.
But I usually have to do lunch too.
Thank you.
That's perfect timing, Matthew.
Perfect.
Game on.
Back here at Mayo Thompson Stadium for the Wendy's pregame show. A beautiful first Friday night in fall. As always, Coach Branch here doing the stats. Gabe and myself here with you for the duration of the broadcast. Special thanks to Gabe for always being here know the family reunion started this week at K. Rogers Park. Appreciate that. You taking some time away from that. Fayetteville's ranked number 1 in the state. Northside comes in ranked 14. These two teams always have battles. Great game last year up in northwest Arkansas, but Fayetteville's come down here. You know, the paper mentioned kind of a revenge game, but Fayetteville's awfully, awfully good. Northside's got an uphill battle, but it's at home. They always play them great. What are you expecting to see here tonight, Gabe?
Matt, I'm expecting to see improvements as they've done through the first 3 games of the season. Every quarter they've gotten better. You said, as you mentioned, Fayetteville is a formidable task. Coach Fuller said, if there's any team in the state that is better than Pine Bluff, it's going to be Fayetteville, and that's saying a lot because those Zebras are very good. The offensive line, Matt, averaging 272 pounds, I believe, 246 on the defense side. So they're very big, very physical football team, and they've got a stud at quarterback. He was a sophomore last year, started for him, number 7, Taylor Powell, 6'2", 200 pounds. So Matt, containing him on the pass defense, getting a rush on him, that's what worked last year as Northside put a lot of pressure on him. So I'm looking to see a few blitzes and trying to mix it up a little bit on the defensive side of the ball to try to get Parga and DeAndre Hardwick in there, trying to get just to disrupt his timing a little bit.
And we'll go ahead and go over some team and individual stats here. Fayetteville has 491 yards rushing, 807 passing for a total of 1298, averaging 433 yards per game so far through 3. Northside, 650 on the ground, 287 in the air, 937, averaging 312 per game on offense. On defense, Fayetteville's given up 513, 312 through the air, 513 on the ground, 825 total, giving up 275 yards per game. Their defense is their strong suit. Northside having given up 571 yards rushing, 436 through the air for a total of just over 1,000 yards at 336 per game. As Gabe mentioned, Taylor Powell, Fayetteville, he's 56 of 73, 2 interceptions, 769 yards, 12 touchdowns in 3 games.
Good,
that's 4 a game. Chitwood, 21 of 37, 2 interceptions, 238 total yards, and 1 touchdown. Javante Smith, or tailback, 17 carries, 254, 3 touchdowns, averaging 15 yards per carry. Davin Chitwood, the leading rusher for Northside, 56 carries for 246 yards, a touchdown, averaging 4.5. Receiving, their leading receiver is Tyson Morris. He's got 8 catches for 135 and a touchdown, averaging 17 yards per reception. Brendan Lewis, leading receiver for Northside, with 8 grabs for 76 yards, a touchdown, 10 yards a pop. Gabe with the coin toss.
Matt, the Grizzly Bears come out, and it looks like they have won the call.
The Grizzlies.
Yeah, they've won the toss, Matt, and they will receive the football. They're going to try to see what they can't get going on offense, and that's going to be another one of the keys of the game. Matt, Northside's going to have to score points to keep up with Fayetteville, and they're going to have to sustain drives to keep that powerful offense of Fayetteville on the sideline.
Northside dressed in the home blacks, trimmed out in red with the gray pants. Fayetteville in the road white tops with the purple pants, purple numerals, and helmets. Northside will be moving right to left on your radio when we get this game started. We'll go ahead and go over last week's conference scores in their final non-conference game. Southside defeated Lake Hamilton 38-6. Bentonville beat Tallahassee Rickards. We don't have the final score on that. Fayetteville beat Muskogee 56-21. Harbor defeated Conway 37-7. Springdale lost to Bigsby, Oklahoma 57-38. Rogers Heritage fell to Oklahoma Robinson 43-22. And Jefferson City, Missouri escaped Rogers, Arkansas by a score of 28-24. It was tonight's Boys and Girls Club recognition night. Had all players and cheerleaders out on the field before the game to recognize them, and we help support them. We'd like to thank Emmys and Chick-fil-A tonight for providing tonight's pregame meal in the press box. And that'll wrap up our Wendy's pregame show. We'll take a break and be back for the kickoff as you're listening to Northside Friday Night Football on KYHN 1650, the Big AM.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are
2 minutes, please. 2 minutes, please. Does it offend you? Because I know you worked on this. Is when I get done with it that I...
Yeah, no. Well, I don't know what happened there.
Apparently you need a proofreader.
Yeah. You know what happened, too? I hit...
you see I didn't let it
hit
stop
enter.
me. I just rolled.
Yeah, I hit enter, and it moved everything over. And I bet when I was backspacing and doing all that, because it shifted everything down to different scores and different games, so I had to go back. I'm not as savvy on Word as I'm in Excel.
I'm just disappointed I didn't hear anything about those races.
There's old Datreon Dean.
Where at? Oh, yeah, there he is.
Well, he's the large lad there, the size of the kicking net.
What do we have here? At the 50.
She looks dangerous.
I had to shake old Bill's hand.
Did you?
Just so he'd let me by so I could go to the concession stand. He might have held me up.
Hey, Billy.
I did have a lighter on me. Could have burned him.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, go right ahead.
Kicking off for Fayetteville, number 24.
This one worked out perfect.
Rugby Young. Pete for the Grizzlies. Number 10, Keandre Thomas. Number 33, Hunter Pendleton.
Ten-4. We'll kick it off.
The one.
And Rugby Young kicks off for Fayetteville. He kicks it deep. Thomas receives it inside the 5-yard line. Going to make it out near the 20. We'll wait to see where they spot it at. Right on the 20-yard line. That's where Northside will take over on offense. Moving right to left here on your radio. 82 degrees here at kickoff, just outside of downtown Fort Smith, as it is starting to feel like fall in the River Valley.
Finally, it's here, Matt, and it's football season. It's in full swing. It's the fourth game of the back-to-back home games. Fayetteville this week, Bentonville next week. Another big challenge for the Grizzlies. We'll see how Northside starts here on their first possession after the 19-yard kick return by Thomas.
They start out 3 receivers wide left. They're going to start out with Thomas on the jet sweep. He's got a lot of room to run. He's got a first down. He's at the 40, gets a block. He's out to the 47, and a big gain on first down to 27 yards by Con Thomas.
Yep, just taking advantage of that outside. We saw it last week against Greenwood, Matt.
Pushes him out of bounds.
As he gets that outside edge, last week he scampered to a 62-yard touchdown run. And that time, good blocking on the outside by that offensive line and some great blocking downfield.
Tonight's official game sponsor here at Mayo Thompson Stadium is the Smith Auto Group. The Grizzlies would like to thank them for supporting Northside Grizzly football. Twins to each side, ball on the left hash. Hunter Pendleton in at tailback. Chitwood fakes to him. He gets around the left corner. He's across midfield. He's got another first down. He's inside the 40. Makes it to the 36, and another good run to cap off another first down for Northside.
Andrew Ellis on the tackle for the Purple Dogs as they're starting to go on those edges quick. So,
yeah, Northside attacking the outside.
See what they can't get there. Run of about nearly 20 yards or so.
20 yards on the option.
A little bit of a Hunter Pendleton in there for the start for tonight for the Grizzlies.
Same formation, ball on the left hash. Twins to each side. Pendleton standing to the left of Chitwood. Same play. Chitwood breaks a tackle in the backfield. He's inside the 30. Fayetteville's trying to strip the ball. It comes out, and I believe they have recovered.
Yes.
And they do. So Northside, with 3 runs for first down, Chitwood fumbles the ball and turns it over at the 27-yard line.
So we'll see what this defense can do. Northside was doing a great job moving the football, and that's one thing Coach Fuller talked about last week after last week's game was turnovers. And that's one of the keys to that the coaches have here on some of their paperwork. They've gone over with the team all week is ball security. And that time, Fayetteville does a good job of getting that hand on there and just stripping it out.
3 receivers to the right, empty backfield, 2 receivers to the left after the back motion's out. Hardwick on a blitz, and the back that came out of the backfield goes straight up the left hash. No one goes with him, and he'll go for the touchdown on one play, 72 yards. There wasn't a Grizzly defender within 20 yards of him when he caught the ball.
Nowhere, just straight down the go route right down the middle of the field, Matt. Plenty of time for him to throw, so one play, 72 yards.
You see a lot of offensive coordinators go for a big play after a turnover, but it's usually on the other end of the field.
Yep.
They went for it and hit the 72-yard home run. Fayetteville lines up in a swinging gate to the left. Now they move into the extra point. No, they move to a swinging gate to the right. And they will go for 2. They fake it. Play action pass, throw to an open receiver in the back of the end zone to go up 8-0 with 11:06 remaining here in the first quarter. So Northside driving, turns it over, quick score by Fayetteville, and we'll take a break. Be back for the kickoff as you're listening to Northside Friday Night Football on the Big AM. 1 minute, please.
You know Matthew Jackson's not here.
Yeah. Okay. Where's he at?
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know?
He didn't know that he was at Greenwood last week.
Really?
He got lit bad. Sing out there, buddy. Good job.
Please stop by at 200 North 13th Street, or you can call 242-ME.
Started off so good.
Yeah.
Young to kick off for Fayetteville. Thomas and Pendleton deep for the Grizzlies.
Someone tore a bowl of Chick-fil-A.
Do up.
Someone tore a bowl of Chick-fil-A. Like it's super bad. There's not one.
Look underneath the table. There's chicken sandwiches.
Yeah. Lots of them.
Because nobody knew they were there.
Yeah. He kicked that out of bounds. Oh, he didn't. Out of his shoe.
Oh, my gosh.
Fayetteville kicks off deep to Con Thomas again. He fields the ball. He loses his shoe at the 10. He's out across the 10, 20, 30, 40. Finally brought down at the 47-yard line. Well, Northside will have it first and 10.
Shows you how talented young man is, Matt. He was making moves and making people miss in his socks.
37-yard kickoff return.
So Chitwood leading the Grizzly Bears back out on the field for their second drive of the game. As you mentioned, 8-0 here early in the first quarter.
Ball on the right hash into the Fayetteville boundary. Northside moving right to left in the home black jerseys, gray pants trimmed out in red. Man in motion, Smith. Hand off to Bolton up the middle. He's out to midfield. Breaks a tackle. He's still going. And a good run by the senior tailback. A pickup of 8 to the 45-yard line.
Luke Waller on the tackle, number 16 for the Purple Dogs. And that was a tough, gutsy run, Matt. Bolton didn't get the start this week. Hunter Pendleton did. Now Pendleton is going to take Bolton's spot. You know, everybody's going to be talking about it after that first one as much as the coaches have been going over it. Ball security, Matt.
Twins to each side of the formation. Ball remains on the right hash. Pendleton now in the backfield standing to Chitwood's right. Fayetteville bringing pressure off the outside. Hands it off to Pendleton. He's got room to run. A first down. He's inside the the 35. And finally knocked down at the 38.
Joey Saban on the stop for the Bulldogs.
So another good run by the Grizzlies, and I mean, right now it's been the tail of the offenses here in the first, right at 2 minutes, minute and 50 seconds of this football game.
Same formation. Chitwood out of the gun. Fakes it this time, goes to the right, and he's going to be dropped for a loss by number 55, Cole Turnbull, the senior linebacker at 6'1", 200. It's going to be a loss of 3 and take the ball back out to the 36.
And I got to give credit to Jordan Pierce. He didn't block him in the back. We saw that on a couple of these other plays where the guys have given up when that ball's coming on the outside and not hitting those guys.
It's not too late to join the Athletic Booster Club. Just visit the tent located on the west end of the stadium and help support all Northside athletics. If you're listening to us here tonight at Mayo Thompson. 2 backs flanking Chitwood out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Chitwood throws over the middle of the field. He's got Isaiah Solomon inside the 10, down near the goal line. They're going to mark him inside the 1, and a big pickup there of 37 yards.
You have a great job by the offensive line, giving Davin plenty of time to throw that football, so they're going to bring in the big bear package. Pardwick and John Katsevitz going to come in at tight end, and Chewy and DeAndre Hardwick going to come in as in the backfield along with Chitwood. So a nice pickup. Solomon's been kind of the go-to guy,
Yep.
Matt. You know, we saw earlier against Central, 4th down and a few.
Split backs out of the big bear package. Smith, the only receiver to the right. They're going to hand it off to Hardwick. Tries the left side and gets in for the score.
You're not going to deny him, Matt. So a 1-yard touchdown run by number 8. Parker's going to come in and
Northside will go to the swinging gate as well. They do put the tee on the ground, but they look to the sideline just like Fayetteville does.
Coach Frazier giving the offensive calls.
And Max Frazier will line up in the shotgun at quarterback. He takes the snap. He runs the option to the right. Hands it off to Hardwick one-on-one. You're not going to stop him.
Yeah, he's going to get a legal. He's going to get a penalty, Matt, as the side judge.
He is going to get a penalty.
Yeah,
I don't
Coach
know.
Fuller.
I don't know if that referee has any idea what Hardwick said to him. And Hardwick is a pretty easygoing, fun-loving guy. He obviously did say something to him, but you don't know if he said anything bad or not. But he said something to the guy. The flag is thrown, and Northside will have to kick off deep on their end. We'll take a break and be back for the kickoff as you're listening to Northside Friday Night Football on KYHN 1650, the Big AM. 1 minute, please.
Wow.
Northside 8, Fayetteville 8.
Cases looked on top shelf and bottom shelf. Nothing.
They're all gone then.
Nothing down there, just scratches.
You going to be all right? You going to be all right?
I don't know.
Starving to death?
Yes.
Go get some money from Jackson. Go get a chicken sandwich from Teresa.
You just go tell Teresa you want a stinking chicken sandwich.
Tell her I'll pay her after the game.
She never called me back.
When?
When I sent her a text
She
about.
said she called, or she said I got his text.
Yeah, she did.
Huh?
3 days, like, there's chicken.
She did get the text.
Everywhere down there.
There's no leftover chicken anywhere?
No.
Yeah, I texted her right then. She never called me back.
Trey Parker to kick off for the Grizzlies.
Oh, golly. Back here at Mayo Thompson, Parker to kick it off from his own 25. Low line drive kick, bouncing. It's going to be fielded. No, he muffs it. It's back inside the 20. He goes to retrieve it. He still hadn't picked it up. Picks it up at the 12. Now tries the right side. And the Grizzlies force him out of bounds at the 25, so it works out for Northside. Rock on the return, number 35 for the Grizzlies. The first one down there to hit him at Tariq Perry. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Fayetteville to 25.
Yeah, that did work out good for the Bears. Chewy hit a knuckleball going down the field, and it took some crazy bounces once it was on the ground, unable to pick it up. So Northside's defense back out for their second.
8:57 remaining in the first. We're at 1 apiece. Max Frazier now in at safety for Northside. Powell drops back, pumps, rolls to his right. Going to throw it up the sideline. It's complete to receiver 15, driven out of bounds by Parga and Cross.
A good tight coverage.
Drake Weimer tied in at 6'6", 220 on the reception.
Cross on the tackle for the Grizzlies.
Tanner Cross in there for the it was good protection by the Purple Dogs.
39-yard line.
Twins to each side of the formation. They're stacking the receivers like we saw Greenwood do. Inside run. He'll get across the 40. He'll pick up a couple. And now we've got a flag thrown after the play.
Cross on the tackle.
We'll wait to see the call. Number 32 on the carry, Javante Smith.
Don't know if they called that on
It's either
Tanner
going to be
or
on
what.
Tanner Cross or on the tailback.
It's a little chippy out there tonight. Just mentioned a storybook game last year up in Northwest Arkansas.
And they are going to back them up.
We'll see what the call is here. We didn't see what it was, but I know it involved Tanner Cross because he was the one
Tanner
who made
Cross,
the tackle.
yeah, tackled him, and Smith kind of pushed him. Javante Smith pushed him off of him as he was getting up. Flags were thrown, so a couple of personal fouls on each team here tonight early in the ball game.
26-yard line.
3 receivers in the boundary to the right. Single receiver wide left. That's where they throw it. Norwood out there on the coverage. He's got the first down, makes a move. Hardwick finally tracks him down at midfield, but that's going to be a gain of 26 after 2nd and 25.
Tyson Morris.
So they picking up their chunks of yardage, Matt, and you talked about it in the Wendy's pregame show.
On the tackle for the
That's what
Grizzlies. First down and 10,
That's what
ball
Fayetteville does. They're
five.
averaging 8 touchdowns a game. So it's going to be a big task for the Grizzly Bears on the defensive side of the football.
Man in motion, jet sweep. 2 receivers to the right. Northside with good containment stretches it out. He'll gain about a yard as it was Thomas.
Terrence Rock on the carry.
It was Terrence Rock on the carry. Thomas and McGrew on the stop, but Tanner Cross held that edge.
Yes, he did. Just continue to stretch it out and stretch it out.
Second down, 9. Ball spot the Grizzly 49-yard line.
Twin backs, handoff to the left. Hardwick comes knifing through the line of scrimmage and makes a tackle for loss.
Javante Smith on the
Yeah,
carry.
Smith had no chance of that as Hardwick gets his hands on
Hardwick on the stop for the Grizzlies.
gets his hands on him there. Good tackle by Hardwick in the backfield. So it's the first third down we've seen either one of the teams have to try to attempt. It's going to be third down and 13 for the Purple Dogs.
3 receivers wide left, single receiver in the boundary to the right. Handoff up the middle. He's got some room to run. Cross can't make the stop, but Parga hits him and hits him hard, and 32's a little slow to get it up. Javante Smith.
That was face mask on face mask, and the Purple Dogs are up on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're going to go for it on 4th and
about 3.
3. 2 receivers each side of the formation. Now Powell looks to the sideline.
Hard count didn't work. Grizzly Bears hold their ground.
Powell waiting the snap count. He gets it, hands it off to the tailback, straight up the middle, and he's not going to get it as Garrett Butler and Tanner Cross make the stop, no gain, and Javante Smith is hurt. So Northside with the big turnover on downs and the defensive stop.
So the drive starts on their own 25, and this time the Grizzlies are going to start with great field position again. They started at their own 47 this last drive. Now it's going to be at their own 43.
So they take over. Ball on the left hash. 3 receivers right, single receiver in the boundary to the left. That's Brennan Lewis. Chitwood at the quarterback, out of the shotgun. Bolton to his right. Hands off to Bolton up the middle. He's got some room to run. He'll get out near midfield. It'll be a gain of 6 on first down.
Spencer Crockett.
So Crockett on the tackle for the Purple Dogs. Northside, nice yardage on first down. Brings up 2nd and 4 for Grizzlies.
3 receivers to the right, single receiver to the left. High snap. Chitwood fakes it, fires it over the middle, caught by Isaiah Solomon. It was thrown high.
It's great
he tipped it to himself and picks up a first down at the Fayetteville 42.
All the time while the defender for the Purple Dogs is draped all over him. So another great catch. He's already got himself some pretty good yardage tonight. Two receptions, 45 yards. So Northside doing a good job on the offensive side of the ball. Just going to have to keep this thing going as Fayetteville looks to blitz, and they do.
Twins to each side of the formation. They do blitz. Chitwood hands it off to Pendleton, who's in there at tailback. It'll be a loss of 2.
Eli Hale on the tackle for the Bulldogs, and it was just too much on that right side, Matt. They just overloaded that right side of the Grizzly offensive line, and the blitz comes with it. So
5:49 remaining here in the first quarter. Clock running, tied up at 8 apiece. A lot of offense early, and then Northside with a stop on 4th down near midfield and takes over, and they've gotten back into Fayetteville territory. Northside fakes the jet sweep to Con Thomas. Chitwood takes it up the middle. It looks like he's going to be a yard shy of the first down, but he'll pick up 11 on 2nd down to make it 3rd and 1.
Luke Waller on the stop for the Bulldogs.
Luke Waller on the stop again for the Purple Dogs.
3rd down, 1. Ball spot the Bulldog, 33-yard line.
3rd and 1 from the 33-yard line of Fayetteville. Ball spotted just inside the left hash. Fayetteville traveled well down the hill, down I-49. 2 receivers to the right, single receiver to the left, long with the tight end. Chitwood hands off to Bolton up the middle. He's got the first down. He's driving inside the 30. It'll be only a gain of about 3 yards, but it picks up the first down.
That's the key, Matt, keeping these drives going. That's one thing Coach Fuller said. One of their best defenses is it's going to be a good offense on the north side of the football, keeping that ball away from Powell and that explosive Fayetteville offense. Northside side here is filling up pretty good, Matt.
Yes, it is. Same formation for Northside. Pendleton standing to Chitwood's right. Thomas on the sweep. Chitwood fakes it to him. Fayetteville had it defended well. Chitwood Tries to go back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll be a loss of 1.
Ellis on the tackle for Bulldogs. Andrew Ellis, number 10, older brother or younger brother of Ellis there at the University of Arkansas. Brooks Ellis. It's a fine linebacker for the Bulldogs back in the day. And you said it, Matt. They had that one snuffed out. They've watched film on it, and they know if Kahn's going to come around that side, they're going to have somebody on him at all times due to his speed.
Split backs. Hand off to Bolton up the middle. Cannot break the shoestring tackle of 93, and I do mean shoestring because he took Bolton's shoe off. That's Trey Langston. Bolton does fall forward. Picks up about 3. Will bring up 3rd and 8.
3rd down, 8 for the Grizzlies. Ball squad at the Fayetteville 28-yard line.
Almost into red zone. 8-8, 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. And the Grizzlies are driving on their 3rd drive of the game.
Split backs once again. Chitwood drops back, looking right. Steps up in the pocket. He's throwing deep to Thomas. And that ball is intercepted in the end zone. Number 14 makes a one-handed interception. Kennedy Wade, the 6'3", 180-pound senior cornerback, and that hurts because they were well within Parga's field goal range.
Those are points that you need right there, Matt.
And there's 3 points you're going to take off the board.
Ball slightly underthrown. It was a long pass for Chitwood. He had plenty of time in the pocket. Offensive line did a great job giving him protection. He steps up and just comes up a little bit short. As you said, Matt, that was a fantastic catch.
So Fayetteville takes over at their own 20-yard line with 3:15 remaining in the first. Quarterback out of the shotgun, fires quickly out to his right, overthrows his intended receiver, number 3, Barrett Bannister. 2nd and 10.
So far tonight, Matt, Northside started on their own 20 and fumbled it. Started on their own 47. Had a good drive there, 53 yards, and punched it in an interception here after another lengthy drive.
They stack their receivers. They hand off to the back in the backfield. Hardwick is there as well, and it will be another tackle for loss for number 8.
He went right over number 75, Noah Johnson, the 6'3", 230-pound center. Hardwick just lit him up, rolled him up, and
Javante Smith is out. That's number 22 that was in there at tailback, Gabe, Luke Rappert.
I remember him from last year.
Fayetteville's going to call a timeout and go to the sideline to talk about this 3rd and 12, and we'll be back after it for the action as you're listening to Northside Friday Night Football right here on the Big AM. 1 minute, please.
The Athletic Booster Club. Just visit our tent located in the West End and stay and help support.
I got you.
Athletics.
Oh, caught on fire.
Their support is greatly appreciated. Those sponsors are Armstrong Bank.
Hey, roasted chicken, please.
Portsmouth Restaurant Supply, Booyah Bake Company, Offords House of Carpet, Bill Barclay
It's
Company,
3rd and
Weir
12.
Construction, Mike Taylor Plumbing, River City Realty, Argo Medical,
We have
Rebel
16
Fishing Lure,
plays for
Green
126
Corporation,
yards.
Centennial
They have
Lake,
9 plays for
Blue Cross Blue Shield of
117.
Arkansas, Smith Wick, Littlefield Oil.
Well, it's the first one that.
Burger King, Doug Hessley, CPA,
two
Hardy,
right there.
Jump Base Company, Bomber Lures, and Maritime Financial, Kenneth Seba Morgan.
The 2 turnovers are the big ones.
Yeah.
2 turnovers.
Fayetteville's quarterback rolls out to the left pile. Now he's under pressure. He throws deep down over the middle of the field to a wide open receiver at midfield, number 3. Barrett Bannister makes the catch in Northside territory. He's taken down at the 39-yard line, and just a blown coverage. Once again, Northside is, I say once again, we didn't mention this before, Matthew Jackson is not available for this game, Northside starting safety. Relaford's in there now. You've seen Frazier. But it's showing up here early in this ball game. Hand off to number 22 up the middle. He finds some room to run, breaks out the other side of the pile. Fleming and Relaford on the stop, but it's a gain of 8.
Butler on the stop for the Grizzlies. 2nd down 3. Ball spot at the north side, 32.
Another inside handoff. This time, not much running room. Garrett Butler forced his offensive lineman into the backfield.
30-yard line.
Messed up Fayetteville's offensive attempt. He falls down,
Third down.
does gain yardage, but it will bring up a 3rd and short 1. They've stacked the receivers, each side of the formation. Ball on the left hash. Handoff, fakes the handoff to the tailback. Quarterback keeps it. He's got the first down. Fleming hits him. Excuse me, that was not Fleming. That was number 35 in there on the stop for Northside.
First
Tariq
down,
Perry.
Fayetteville ball spotted. The Northside 28-yard line.
Same formation. Ball on the left hash. Number 22 remains in there at tailback. Luke Rappert. Powell drops back. Surveys the field. Throws over the middle of the field. And a great catch by number 11 for Fayetteville in front of number 13 for Northside. We've got two 11s. We're going to say it's Tyson Morris, the 6'3", 190-pound senior receiver. And that was Relaford on the coverage on a post. Great throw, great catch. Coverage was not terrible.
No. But it was a great throw away from the away from Northside defender Relaford.
So a 28-yard touchdown pass. They will attempt an extra point. John Fagg to attempt for Fayetteville. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up and through by Fagg, and Fayetteville now leads Northside by a score of 15-8 with 1:40 remaining here in the first quarter. We'll take a break and be back for the kickoff as you're listening to Northside Friday Night Football on KYHN 1650.
2015 football season. Cooper Clinic of Fort Smith.
1 minute, please.
Bomber Bank Company, Allstate Insurance, the Gill Agency, UA Fort Smith. Georgia's Restaurant.
Yeah, we got some freshly cooked chicken if you need any.
Industrial Oil.
Brakes?
An axle nut apparently came off, and the axle fell down. Of course, when you're going 65 miles an hour, it doesn't take long to get things really hot when that brake is sitting on top, or that drum is sitting on top of those shoes. It got hot fast.
Kickoff for the Bulldogs.
Mountainburg's up on easy. Made me lose my spot.
Sorry.
Johnson left side. Danville's getting
Oh,
shut.
onside kick. Oh, run it. Run it. Run it.
Who got it? Did you catch
Tyreek
it?
Perry.
By the Grizzlies.
Back here at Mayo Thompson, the kickoff by Fayetteville. It's an onside kick. Tariq Perry picks it up, crosses midfield, and returns it to the 44-yard line. So Fayetteville now, kind of like everybody else, they don't want to kick it deep to Northside. They attempt an onside kick, and Northside recovers and returns it to the 44-yard line.
We'll get you caught up on some scores here.
This drive will start with 1:35 remaining here in the first quarter. Northside trailing 15-8.
And they're playing with Fayetteville, Matt. I mean, it's just the turnovers so far, two of them here in the
two
first half.
turnovers in the first quarter. Two receivers to each side. High snap. We've got a flag thrown at the snap.
Saw a few of those last week. Going to be defensive penalty on this one, Matt. Encroachment. Player lined up in the neutral zone. So 5 yards gets marked off this one. It's going to bring it inside the 40-yard line, just in about the 39. Southside is leading Bentonville 7-0. Greenwood is up on Van Buren 15-0. Pine Bluff up on Texarkana 13-0. And Harbor and Rogers Mounties are tied up 7 apiece.
Hand off to Bolton up the middle. He's got some room to run inside the 30, inside the 25. Finally taken down at the 22. So a good run by the senior tailback, number 26.
17 yards on that one, Matt. The offensive line's doing a great job. As we mentioned in the Wendy's pregame show, the defensive line for Fayetteville's averages 246 pounds, nearly 75 pounds on the offensive side of the ball. But Northside, with that experience.
3 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. Bolton in at tailback. Chitwood fakes it to him. Rolls to his left. He's under pressure, and he's going to be sacked back at the 28.
Chitwood on the carry.
Be a loss of 5.
Chris Redmond on the stop.
He is.
I thought Bolton had the
He's got to learn to throw it out of bounds.
get rid of it. You're outside of the tackle box.
Loss of 6 on the play.
Loss of 6. So Northside's going to bring in tight end now. Savas going to come in, lined up on the left side.
It's going to be Jones and Lewis split wide right. Smith in the boundary to the left. Chitwood out of the shotgun. It is Pendleton standing to his right. Smith in motion. Fakes it to him. He's going to throw deep over the middle and underthrown as he had wide open to Darian Jones at the goal line. He wasn't wide open, but he was open.
He had a guy within arm's reach, but
and it looked like it was going to be a touchdown pass all the way, and the ball just did not get there.
So Katsavis and Smith come out.
And Northside needs to take advantage of these opportunities against the Fayetteville Bulldogs. Once again, Fayetteville ranked number 1 overall in the state. Northside at 14th. 33 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Northside trailing Fayetteville 15-8 here at home. 3 receivers right, single receiver left. Chitwood out of the shotgun, Pendleton to his right. Fakes it, no, hands it off to Pendleton, and he'll take it to the 25, and that will bring up 4th and 13.
It'll be a 42-yard kick attempt if they do send Parga out.
They're going to let the time run out, and the next play they run will be on the other end of the field in front of the band. We'll take a break and be back for the second quarter as you're listening to Northside Friday Night Football on the Big AM KYHN 1650. 1 minute, please.
After
4th and 14.
The Fayetteville Bulldogs 15, the Northside Grizzlies 8. I'd like to continue to recognize our banner sponsors: Covenant Presbyterian Church, Advantage One Insurance, Select Specialty Hospital, Max Auto Center, K-Mac, Blaylock, Heating and Air, Ryerson, Brown, Hillard, and Clark, Weikart Realty, Eureka Pizza, Cut Cordell, Graphic Service Company, Kent Collin Associates.
Oh, quit doing that.
Caliber, Armogus, Smith Auto
About hurting your neck.
Ted's Air Conditioning, Refrigeration and Heating.
What's up, Bill?
Valley Fitness, Lena's Hats and Accessories, and
You got first quarter stats?
The Grizzlies would also like to thank New Covenant Church and Pastor Alan Smith.
Back here at Mayo Thompson, Gabe quickly with the first quarter stats.
Matt, Northside with 12 first downs, 95 yards on the ground, averaging 6.3 yards per attempt. Chitwood 2 of 4, 1 interception for 45 yards. So total yardage, Matt, 20 plays, 140 yards.
Played great defensively besides 2 bad plays, and offensively played great besides 2 bad plays. So a 42-yard field goal attempt by Chewy Parga splits the uprights, and it is now 15-11 here early in the second quarter. We'll be back after a break as you're listening to Northside Friday Night Football on the Big AM. 1 minute, please.
I'd like to thank Hardee's for providing the Grizzlies breakfast during their film reviews on Saturday morning.
Have you done yours?
Also, the Grizzly football team would
What?
like to say
No.
good job to both the Darby
No.
Rangers and Kimmins Raiders on their victories last
I
night.
haven't.
He's a weapon.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, well, they were going to have another field goal down here, too.
Yeah, no doubt.
We were going to have a 1-point game. But there's 4 plays difference in this ball game. 4 plays. They're that close. Back here at Mayo Thompson, Parker with the 42-yard field goal. Now he will kick off 15-11. Fayetteville over Fort Smith Northside. 11:55 remaining to go in the ball game. Parker with the kickoff. It is a low knuckleball. It will be fielded inside the 10, out to the 20, 25, 30. We won't make it to the 35. Number 8 on the return, Blake Coulter for Fayetteville. Do you have Fayetteville's first quarter stats?
Matthew, I do. 6 first downs for the Bulldogs. 8 rushes, 17 yards, just a little over 2 yards a attempt. Powell, 5 of 6, no interceptions, 181 yards, averaging 30.2 to the 2 big plays. So total yardage for the Grizzlies was 140 the first quarter. Second quarter, 198 for the Dogs.
Powell, hands off, inside, Hardwick, And I believe that is Butler in the backfield for the tackle for loss, and they had 17 yards in the first quarter. They have not proven they can run the ball against Northside at all.
Have not yet. Harbor's now at 14-7 on Rogers. Harbor coming in 2-1 on the season.
Powell drops back, throws it deep. It's going to be caught by number 11, Trey Norwood on the coverage. Tight coverage, over-the-shoulder catch by Tyson Morris, but it'll be a first down for Fayetteville at the 37-yard line.
Norwood on the coverage. First down.
So he can really place that ball, Matt.
Well, and that's been Fayetteville's offense tonight is big plays.
33 yards on that one.
3 receivers to the right, single receiver to the left. Inside handoff. Butler misses the tackle in the backfield. Tries the outside. Norwood comes up and knocks him out of bounds. Maybe a gain of 1.
He's not going to get very many. It's a 15-14 ball game. You've seen spring training baseball games with this kind of score. But it's early here. The sun has finally gone down, and we are under full lights.
2 receivers to each side. Quarterback rolls out. He's under pressure. He gets the defender off his feet. Tariq Perry, you cannot leave your feet on a pump fake when you have containment on the quarterback. So he was able to pick up some yards on the ground before he's forced out of bounds, and will bring up a 3rd and 6.
You mentioned he had containment on that, and have been close to him getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Ball spotted at the 34. Be a handoff to the left. Finds nowhere to go. Maybe picks up a couple. Butler there and Perry. Short gain and brings up a 4th and 5. Ball at the 32. Fayetteville leads their offense on the field.
Cross did a good job on that. Didn't make the play, but able to continue to extend that play to the outside. Northside.
Powell goes under center. Fakes the handoff. Rolls back. He's hit as he lets go of the ball, and it will be incomplete as Cross forced him to get rid of the ball early. It was a throwback play, and it is out of bounds, and Northside's defense holds them once again and makes them turn it over.
So over on downs twice. Parga had the coverage on that. So Fayetteville unable to muster anything up as the official asks for a ball and gets 2 of them.
So Northside takes over at their own 32 with 10:32 remaining here in the first quarter.
15-11.
Northside Touchdown Club would like to thank all its corporate sponsors. Your appreciation of the Grizzly football program is greatly appreciated, and we'll get to them after this play. 3 receivers wide left, single receiver in the boundary to the right. Chitwood hands off to Bolton. Gets outside the 35, still driving out near the 37. It'll be a gain of 5 or 6 after they spot it. Corporate sponsors are Sykes, USA Trunk, Bancorp South, McDonald's, Sparks Health System, Mercy, First National Bank of Fort Smith, Taco Bell, Arc Best, and Blaylock Heating and Air. It will be a gain of 6.
2nd down and 4. Right at 10 minutes here before the half. Beautiful Mayo Thompson Stadium, Coca-Cola Field.
Chitwood, high snap, hands off to Bolton. Missed the timing up of the play. No gain.
Bring up 3rd down, and I'm going to say stick with the 6, man. As you said, no gain. So we'll see.
No gain. 3rd down, 5.
What Northside's able to do, 2 of 5, or 2 of 4 so far tonight on 3rd down conversions for the Grizzlies.
2 receivers right. Katsavis the tight end, and Smith splitting the boundary to the left. Chitwood out of the gun with Pendleton to his right. It's Jones and Lewis split to the right. Lewis outside the hash. Smith goes in motion. Handoff to Pendleton up the middle. No gain.
Northside electing not to put the ball in the air on that.
Pendleton on the carry.
There was not a punt in the first quarter. It looks like we are going to have a punt here on Northside's first possession of the second as we approach the 9-minute mark.
So after the turnover on downs, gives Northside the football. Northside unable to do anything on this drive. This was their 5th drive of the first half.
The Grizzlies would like to thank New Covenant Church and Pastor Alan Smith for providing tonight's pregame meal. Number 12 back deep, Joey Saven for the Purple Dogs, standing at his own 20. It was going to be a fake, and there was a timeout called by Northside right before the snap. So we'll take a break and be back for the play as you're listening to Northside Friday Night Football on the Big AM. 30 seconds, please. I gotta get some of these in.
What?
Thank you.
Get them in.
Here's 7A West updates. In the second quarter, Harbor 21, Rogers 7.
Back here at Mayo Thompson, as Coach Fleur called a timeout right before the snap, Northside was going to run a fake punt, and they saw something they did not like. The Northside Grizzlies would also like to thank Hardee's for providing the Grizzlies breakfast during their film review on Saturday mornings. Northside Grizzly football says great job to both the Darby Rangers and the Kimmons Raiders on their victories last night. And the Northside junior varsity team, the Cubs, will play at Alma this Monday at 6 p.m. Good luck to the Cubbies.
Lost a heartbreaker this past Monday to Greenwood here.
High snap. Parga gets it. Low end-over-end kick. It's going to land and take a great Northside bounce. Norwood follows the ball down the field inside the 10 and will be marked at the 8-yard line. 48-yard punt, no return.
That's what you like to hear on that. So they pin them deep, flip-flop the field position. We're going to start on their own 14.
As Coach Branch said during the break after Parga made the long field goal, he is a weapon, and indeed he is.
Quick scoring updates, Matt, from around the conference. Bentonville trailing Southside 14-7. Harbor's up on Rogers 21-7. Little Rock Catholic up 14-0 on Alma. Greenwood still has that 15-0 lead over Van Buren.
Twins each side of the quarterback out of the shotgun. 3 receivers wide right. Now a man in motion out to the right. Inside handoff to number 22. Parga and Fleming there. A gain of a couple.
Now they've done all their damage in the air, Matt. The Bulldogs have with Powell. 2 big plays. Interior that Grizzly defensive line.
Gain of 1.
With Butler.
9.
Darius Parks in there.
Powell drops straight back. Pump fakes. Now he's going to run. Runs up towards the line of scrimmage. Throws it over the middle. He's got a first down to number 2. He breaks a tackle. Then the other number 2 for Northside, Max Frazier, drags him out of bounds, but it's at the 32-yard line for a first down.
Not a lot of pressure on Powell whenever you're not in his face making him make decisions in a hurry. He's got a time to pick you apart, and that's what he went through 3 or 4 reads before he finally found.
Austin Cato comes in at right defensive end. Twins to each side of the formation. Powell drops back, flings it over the left. In and out of the hands of the receiver. Number 32 there on the coverage to knock the ball out for Northside.
I think it's 22, McGrew.
It's 22. I'm sorry. That's Byron McGrew.
So second team for the Bulldogs.
The Northside Grizzlies have 2 websites, www.footballgrizzlies.net and the northsidegrizzlies.net. You'll be able to get all your information about the Grizzlies. Also check out the Grizzly Football Show at footballgrizzlies.net. Handoff to number 9 around the right side. He picks up some yardage out across the 35 before Parga drags him down, but it will bring up 3rd and 5. It was Terrence Rock on the run.
Let's see what Fayetteville decides to do here on 3rd down and 6.
Powell drops back. Quick throw out in the flat. It is caught by number 3 right at the first down markers. He goes down in front of Con Thomas, and it'll be enough to move the chains.
Out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
He goes out of bounds. That stops the clock. 7:18 in the second quarter. Bulldogs up 15-11 on the Grizzlies. So they get the Hardwick's going to come out and get a breather, get some water.
Fayetteville out to their own 42. Inside run. He's got some room to run. Makes a move. He's across midfield. Frazier and Norwood bring him down, but he's at the 39-yard line of Northside. So that was Fayetteville's best run of the night, as there was a gaping hole on the right side of Northside's defense.
Yeah, Hardwick took a play off. He had to come out and get some. Has to stay hydrated to continue to play at the level that he plays at, Matt. And on that one,
another inside handoff, ran down from the backside, but he can't make the play. Is Perry, who hit him at the line of scrimmage, but he goes forward, number 22, and picks up some decent yardage. Luke Rappert.
Sizemore out.
Gain of 8.
Hardwick back in there, so gain of 8 on that one.
Play action pass. They throw it out in the flat. Number 9, that's Rock. Norwood comes up and makes the tackle. It's enough for a first down to the 23.
Steady drive here going for.
Yes, this drive started at Fayetteville's 8-yard line.
Correction to Rock. Push out of bounds.
So Sizemore coming back in. Northside's doing a lot of substitution as Parga's going to come out.
Handoff up the middle. The tailback stumbles, and then he's hit. Falls forward, picks up a yard. Cato gets up off the bottom of the pile.
Cato on the stop for the Grizzlies.
28-yard line tripped him up a little bit there.
Gain of 1, second down 9.
So 2nd and 9.
Flag on the play.
We've got a flag. It looks like it's just going to be a sideline warning against Fayetteville, and that's what it is.
Yep. So 2nd and 9 for the Bulldogs. Knocking on the red zone. Northside defense.
2 receivers each side of the formation. Smith standing to Powell's right. Pump fakes, throws over the middle into the end zone. In and out of the hands of the receiver, Max Frazier on the coverage, but we've got a flag thrown.
They're going to call pass interference against Max. 2nd and 9. The penalty happened inside the end zone. He had him covered up, but he wasn't going to allow that
covered
touchdown.
Up, and I don't have a problem with it. He's inexperienced back there, first of all, and
he's your backup
greatly
quarterback.
Oversized. 6'3", 190. Frazier's out there battling at 5'6", 160.
It's going to be a first down. At the ball's at the 11-yard line.
1st and 10. Northside's 11. 6:06 here in the second. Fayetteville leading 15-11. Twins to each side of the formation. Hand off the middle. That's to Smith. He'll get inside the 10, down to about the 7. Looks like they're going to give him forward progress to the 6.
Cross and Sizemore, the last two to come up. And Parks, last ones to come up off the bottom of the pile.
And this possession has eaten up time and a lot of plays here. Split backs. Powell fires left to the end zone off the hands of his intended receiver, Norwood, in coverage.
So going to bring up 3rd down. So it's 5.
Yeah, 3rd and 5 from the 6.
Just a timing right there. Goes falls incomplete. Stop the clock. 5 minutes, 39 seconds.
2 receivers each side of the formation. Smith standing to Powell's left out of the shotgun. Ball on the left hash. Handoff to Smith. Nowhere to go. Hardwick hits him. And Northside's going to drop him for a 1-yard loss.
It's a great job by the defense. Now it looks like Fayetteville's going to send in their field goal unit.
They will line up in a field goal formation. Ball in the middle of the field. Number 60, Chandler Hyatt. Number 26 is your holder, Jay Draper. Number 5 is your kicker, John Fagg.
24-yard attempt right in the
Good
middle
snap.
of the field.
Ball goes down on the turf. Fagg's kick is true. They lead 18-11 with 5:01 remaining here in the first half. We'll take a break and be back for the kickoff as you're listening to Northside Friday Night Football on KYHN 1650 The Big AM. 1 minute, please.
They're doing a good job of gang tackling. I wonder if that kid's running just everywhere, all over. Where's that kid from Mountainburg that's got 700 yards? Hackett's up 30-0 still. Mountainburg 26.
Drive right here, score before the half, tie it up.
Yeah, because they get the football.
Yep.
William Dellery to kick off for Fayetteville. Thomas Pendleton deep for the Grizzlies.
Look at that. Who caught that? Low line drive kick by Fayetteville, picked up by one of Northside's upbacks. He'll return it out across the 40. That's Solomon to the 42, and Northside once again with good starting field position.
Yep, going to start.
Stop for Fayetteville.
They started their own 20, their own 47, their own 43, their own 44, their own 32, and now their own 42. Sixth drive of the evening. For the Grizzly Bears.
Two receivers right, tight end is single receiver to the left. Hand off to Bolton up the middle, breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage. He's outside the 45 to the 47, a gain of 5.
One thing I saw on that, Matt, was it looked like the ball was away from his body.
Yep.
That makes me nervous after the one fumble. Fayetteville was going to go in there trying to get that football out, and you could see
Eagle claw.
with the old eagle claw on there, Matt. Just looked like he had it out like a loaf of bread, not wanting to hurt it. But that could be very dangerous running on the interior of that. Running right down there in the middle of the trenches with all them big boys.
Same formation, ball near the middle of the field. Smith comes in motion across the field. Chitwood fakes it to him. Ball's out. And Fayetteville recovers it back at midfield. Fayetteville will recover it at their own 48. And that's the third turnover here of the first half for the Northside Grizzly offense.
Two fumbles, one interception.
Ball spot at the Fayetteville 49-yard line.
49-yard line.
It's number 14, I believe that was, for the Bulldogs. Kennedy Wade, the senior 6'3", 180-pound cornerback. Hauls that one in as the ball was on the ground for a long time, Matt. They were just kicking it around everywhere.
Split backs for Fayetteville. Two receivers wide right, single receiver to the left. It's going to be a sweep to the right by Terrence Rock into Northside territory. Thomas finally rides him out of bounds, but it's a gain of 8.
Yeah, I got a holding. Looks like in the area of holding, Matt. Just above the left brow of the Grizzly Bear in midfield. In the Fayetteville backfield, so we'll see what the call is.
We'll try to get in some of these banner sponsors. Armstrong Bank, Hug Chevrolet, Edward Jones Financial Planner, Brian Chase, Fort Smith Restaurant Supply Company, Booyah Bake Company, Alfred's Household Carpets, Bell Barkley & Company, Ware Construction, Mike Taylor Plumbing, River City Realty, Argo Medical, Rebel Fishing Lures, Ream Corporation, Centennial Bank, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arkansas, Smithwick, Littlefield Oil, Chick-fil-A, Burger King, Doug Hasley CPA, Hardee's, Yum Bake Company, Bomber Lures, American Financial, Kenneth Siebenmorgan.
It is going to be a holding penalty, Matt.
And there's more banners here than there was last home game.
Yes. They've covered up the entire length of the...
Great job by the community supporting Northside High School. 4:06 remaining here in the first half. Northside with 3 turnovers in the first quarter, trail 18-11. Inside handoff, tackle missed in the backfield. He's around the right corner, back out to midfield, breaks another tackle. Finally going to be taken down by Thomas at the 47-yard line of Northside, so a big run. Now a flag thrown.
Let's see what this one goes, as that was on the far side of the field, right on the...
It was going to be 2nd and 7. Now we'll have to wait and see who the penalty's on. And you're right, it's been chippy, and especially when it's over on Fayetteville's sideline and in their... it's on the offense.
So something was said over there.
It offsets.
Gotcha.
It offsets. So that was just the officials saying enough is enough. I'm throwing it on both of you.
So 2nd down and 6 after they get the ball over midfield after the big holding penalty, the previous play.
Twins each side of the formation. Hands it off to the tailback, to the left. Hardwick knifes through, and it's a tackle for loss of 2.
Bring up 3rd down. He came in there. He looked like untouched, Matt. And it seemed like you'd always want to have somebody on that young man, but there was nobody there.
And in this defense, the nose tackle's not going to make a lot of plays. His job is to occupy blockers and let number 8 and number 21 run free.
And that happened there. It's 3rd down and 8.
Powell gets a snap, rolls to his right, throws up the field. It is tipped by Tanner Cross.
Powell's pass.
Ball goes out of bounds, and that brings up 4th and 8 for midfield. So after the turnover, Northside's offense, with a good stand, we'll wait to see what Fayetteville looks to do.
Looks like their offense is going to stay in
Offense
there.
is going to
Powell's
stay
still
on
out
the
there.
field. They're going to send a tight end, 2 receivers to the right, single receiver wide to the left. Northside showing pressure. Powell looks to the sideline, changes the play. It's a quick kick, and Northside knew it was. Sent Thomas back, who fields it. He's at the 20. He fields it just outside the 15, brings it back to the 20, and that's where Northside will take over, so a good defensive stand after the turnover.
Yes, it was, and that's what we needed now. Northside needs to put something, as Coach Branch said, we need to take this possession, march it down the field, and put some points on the board, because Fayetteville will get the football to start the second half. We're 3 minutes, 12 seconds before the half. Northside down by 7, 18-11.
Three receivers wide right. Brennan Lewis, the lone receiver in the boundary to the left. Ball spotted just inside the left hash. Northside moving left to right on your radio. Beautiful night here at Mayo Thompson. No wind. Chitwood out of the shotgun. Bolton standing to his right. Bolton gets the carry. He's got some running room. He's got a first down. He's out across the 35.
They're still trying to strip that ball, Matt.
To near the 38-yard line.
Luke Bolton on the carry.
18 yards on that carry.
Kennedy Wade on the stop.
Call it 17.
First down.
Kennedy Wade on the stop for Fayetteville.
There's another first down. Another first down for the Grizzlies.
Ball spotted now on the right hash in the Northside's boundary. Chitwood looking to the sideline for the play from offensive coordinator Chad Frazier. Three receivers wide left, Brennan Lewis in the boundary to the right. Pendleton now at tailback standing to Chitwood's right. Gets a snap, hands it off to Pendleton. He's got the corner. He's across the 45 out near midfield, and that's where he'll
They need to mark him
take
about
him down.
2 more yards, Matt, because he slid on top of the defender. He did not go down at the 50. That's where they're going to spot the football. He was more like the 48-yard line whenever he finally came down, but
It was the same play to the other side of the formation, new tailback, 12 yards. But yes, you're correct.
he just slid on top
The
of him.
defender drug him down, and he did not touch the ground until probably the 48-yard line. Three receivers wide right, single receiver in the boundary to the left. Chitwood out of the gun, Pendleton to his left. High snap. Chitwood just has to tuck it and try to get back to the line of scrimmage. He does not. Loss of 1.
Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier, Matt. That disrupts the timing of the play. This whole offense, everything's
Yeah,
ran
he just
on
told
timing.
he just told his center.
Yep. Got to get it down. So Luis Meza is the center right now. Will Clements to his right. Big number 64, Jordan Pierce to the right of him at right tackle.
Three receivers wide right. Brennan Lewis, the lone receiver in the boundary to the left. Bolton in at tailback, standing to Chitwood's left. Good snap. Hands it off to Bolton. Tries the right side. He's hitting the backfield, but does gain some positive yardage. It'll be a gain of 4, which will bring up 3rd and 7 from the Fayetteville 47. 1:35 clock running.
Fayetteville has 2 timeouts. Northside has 2 timeouts. So we've got plenty of time. The clock is running under a minute and a half here remaining. As we're going to bring in some bigger boys, 2 tight ends, it looks like, Sizemore and
Bringing in both tight ends and Con Thomas.
Yep.
Cat Savas to the right, Sizemore to the left. Ball in the middle of the field. Lewis split wide left, Thomas split wide right. Both one-on-one coverage. Chitwood drops back, looks left, and he's going to throw it out there, and total miscommunication between him and Brennan Lewis as Lewis ran a comeback and Chitwood went deep.
you know, think that was the out and go or what, Matt, but he threw it and there was no one near that football.
Well, Brennan Lewis is Northside's leading receiver going into this game. Solomon's probably it now. But if I've got Con Thomas lined up out here wide, one-on-one, on the island, I'm throwing it to 10.
Yep.
So Northside will go into punt formation. Parga standing at his 37. Number 12, Saban, back deep. Parga with the worst punt I've ever seen him make. High kick, but it does get a Northside roll. It goes to the 30, and it will be downed by Northside. It's a 17-yard punt by Chewy Parga.
Penalty flag on the far sideline.
We'll go ahead and get a couple more of these.
You go right ahead.
Booster sponsors while you watch for the penalty. Cooper Clinic of Fort Smith, Bomber Bait Company, Allstate Insurance, the Gill Agency, University of Arkansas, Fort Smith.
Go Lions.
George's Restaurant, Fort Smith Rotary Club, Industrial Oil Unlimited, Farm Bureau, Agent Anthony Sims, Academy Sports and Outdoors, Lindy Legendary Tackle, State Farm Insurance, Agent Brad Thomas, Covenant Presbyterian Church, Advantage One Insurance, Select Specialty Hospital, Max Auto Center, K-Mac, Blaylock Heating and Air, Ryerson, Brown Hiller and Clark, Weichert Realty, Eureka Pizza, Cotton Cordell, Graphic Services Company, Ken Colley and Associates.
Attaboy. Need some oxygen.
What was the penalty?
Illegal shift by the Grizzlies. The penalty was declined, so Fayetteville will take over at their own 30-yard line with 51 seconds here before the half, with the 7-point lead on the Grizzly Bears, 18-11.
Powell out of the shotgun, single back to his right. Drops back, he's got time, steps up in the pocket, fires it over the middle to his right, complete at the 40-yard line, first down.
Good coverage by the Grizzlies. I mean, just a quick timing right. As soon as he catches it, goes to the ground. It's about 10.5, 11 yards. Fayetteville up on the line very quick.
Same twins to each side. Powell drops back. He's got time. Throws over the middle to a wide-open receiver. He's into Northside territory. Thomas brings him down at the 35-yard line of Northside.
Parker got turned around on that one, Matt. That was his man.
25-yard pitch and catch.
Yeah, he just went right down the seam, and that was Chewy's guy, and he knows it. He's upset with himself, and Northside's going to take a timeout.
Grizzlies take a timeout with 34 seconds remaining here in the second quarter, and we'll take a break and be back for the plays. You're listening to Northside Friday Night Football on the Big AM. 30 seconds, please.
Here are some updates in the second quarter. Springdale 8.
Okay, perfect.
8. Second quarter, Harbor 21. Rogers 10.
Do you know the Greenwood Van Buren score?
Southside 14.
No.
Bentonville 14. Second quarter, Greenwood 24. Van Buren 0.
24-0.
Second quarter, Catholic 14. Alma 0.
Back here at Mayo Thompson as a first and 10 for Fayetteville with 34 seconds remaining. Right after we get to these last banner sponsors. Excalibur, Arbogast, Smith Auto Group, Hendon, Ted's Air Conditioning, Refrigeration and Heating Incorporated, River Valley Fitness, Helena's Hats and Accessories, and Brew House Entertainment. We appreciate all the banner sponsors here at Mayo Thompson. First and 10 for Fayetteville. They line up in a double tight end set. Now they flank receivers out, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Powell rolls back to the right. Now he's going to dump it off to a back, and he's hit immediately. Looks like that's Tanner Cross. Ball comes out, and they're going to say forward progress was stopped. Northside had picked the ball up and started to return it.
There were 6 coaches on the field.
Number 93 for Northside ended up with the football, Darius Carson.
Loss of 2 on the play.
It will be a loss of 2. And Fayetteville calls a timeout, and we'll take it with them as you're listening to Northside Friday Night Football in the Big AM. 30 seconds, please.
Coach Fuller's hot.
Who called timeout? Fayetteville?
Fayetteville.
Well, their offense just – oh, the lineman went out there.
Yes.
We're not getting much pressure on this guy.
Nope.
Back here at Mayo Thompson is Fayetteville will get the ball to start the second half. So Northside needs to keep them from getting points off the board, especially a touchdown. Northside's defense has played great except for just a couple of plays, which have been huge plays for Fayetteville's offense. But Northside with 3 turnovers in the first half of this ball game has been the difference.
That is the difference.
Twin receivers to each side of the formation. Now the tailback, Smith, flares out to the left. This time, Powell's under pressure. Garrett Butler gets there first. Then the rest of the Grizzlies' defensive line comes and joins the party, and it'll be a sack back at the 45-yard line. The clock stopped for some reason, so someone must have called a timeout, and Fayetteville does call their final timeout of the first half, and we'll take a quick one with you and be back to wrap up the second quarter as you're listening to Northside Grizzly football on KYHN 1650.
Good call, Coach Branch.
30, please.
That's my fault.
Stay on it.
My fault. I'll ask for it more sooner next time.
Yeah, they hadn't got a lot of pressure on him tonight.
Boom. That's what I was saying. But I think they're going to have to start sending pressure. That dude's going to pick them.
Yeah.
What pass is a sail pass? I said their favorite pass is a sail. I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
Back at Mayo Thompson Stadium for more Northside Friday Night Football. 3rd and 19 for Fayetteville at the Northside 44-yard line. Fayetteville did have this down to the 34. Ball's on the ground.
Flags flying.
Flags are thrown. Parga recovers. We'll wait to see. Snap infraction by the center. So that's going to bring the ball out to the 49-yard line, and Fayetteville's gone backwards on this offensive possession.
3rd and 25.
Some of that penalty, some of that good Grizzly defense.
After the penalty brings up 3rd down, 25 for
So
the
3rd
Bulldogs.
25 for the Bulldogs, and we'll see.
49-yard line.
You mentioned that. Talked about it. Fayetteville won the toss.
3 receivers left, single receiver right. Powell drops back. He's going to throw deep down the left, and it is going to be incomplete. Norwood on good coverage in the pass breakup right at the 20-yard line.
He turns around just in time to knock that ball away.
They've picked on Norwood a little bit, which you don't want to throw it to Thomas's side. Norwood's had good coverage. He did get a touchdown pass thrown on him, but he was right there on the receiver's hip. It was a great throw and a great catch.
No, that's what I was going to say. A lot of it's just
once again, I mean,
precision by Powell.
This receiver is 6'3", 180 pounds.
Big target.
Now we've got another flag prior to the snap. 6'3", 190. I apologize, 6'3", 190.
Offsides on the Grizzlies.
That takes the ball back to the 44, where it is 4th down with 10 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Northside better be ready for whatever. They're going to go back to a prevent defense. So Thomas is going to drop back all the way to the 30.
Powell drops back. Steps up in the pocket as he's hit. Now he's got Hardwick on him. Throws deep. And the defensive back mistimes his jump as he was there easily to make the play. And the ball lands in the receiver's arms, and he steps into the end zone for the touchdown, and I believe that is number 10, Con Thomas, that was on that coverage.
44-yard touchdown pass with 1 second remaining here before the half.
And it was an easy interception, and Thomas just mistimed his leap. So a 44-yard touchdown pass on a Hail Mary.
4th down and 19.
Franklin to home.
So
good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and Fayetteville now leads 25-11 with 1 second remaining on the clock. We'll be back after the kickoff as you're listening to Northside Friday Night Football on the Big AM KYHN 1650.
Ouch.
1 minute, please.
Ouch.
Northside gives up a 44-yard Hail Mary with 1 second remaining to go before half. Now trails 25-11.
Is that Twitter? You're so Twitter savvy.
So tacky.
I got people asking for more updates on Twitter.
My wife said we need to say the score a lot more.
Who this guy is.
Who's that?
Back here at Mayo Thompson as Northside gives up a 44-yard Hail Mary touchdown pass on 4th down and 19.
Tom Fag to kick off for the Bulldogs.
Now trails 25-11. Fag to kick off. Low end-over-end kick going to be caught by Solomon, handed off to Tanner Cross, who takes it up to the 39, and that will be the final play of the first half. We'll take a break and be back for the Golden Corral halftime report as you're listening to Northside Friday Night Football on the Big AM KYHN 1650. 4 minutes, please.
Oh, my gosh. 17.2.
How much?
327 passing.
3?
3.
Was there a 3 in front of that?
3 bills.
Wow.
17 per pass.
How many rushing yards do they have?
Rushing yards.
They've had like one decent rush.
21.
21. Yeah, they've had a lot of 11 or a negative.
Yeah. Averaging 9.5 a play. That's tough.
9?
Mm-hmm.
9.5.
They're a big play offense. You stop the big play. Oh, do you want to be on the halftime show? Do you want to do the halftime show? Excellent.
What's up, Scoop Swafford?
Can we stop the big play? Maybe stop the big play once. Well, we throw a Hail Mary with 1 second remaining to go in the first half and give it up.
Would that be circle, circle, triangle, X? It's like this tap triangle.
What do you...
Right.
Oh, while you're doing this, you can't be on Twitter because you are on Twitter.
On Twitter. What are you doing right now?
What?
Magic numbers 1.
We got to have Oakland. Oakland needs to beat San Fran tonight.
Yeah.
Since apparently we can't beat the Pirates at home.
I mean, hell, how many guys, they struck out twice and they run around third the ninth inning?
They struck out twice?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Soler and Baez. Both were pitches that were nowhere close to the zone.
Hey, they're halfway to 50. 3 turnovers first half. You got all the stats?
I'm game.
Do you want to go first or
Hey, I
second?
see your tweet here.
Oh, you want me on there for real?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first or second?
First.
You can be the main course, and you can be dessert. You need to think of some keys to the second half. You need to think to some keys to the second half, Gabe. Don't turn the ball over. Quit giving up the big play. Hardwick? He's horrible.
Yeah. Worst linebacker I've ever seen.
This year, the 250-member strong Grizzly Band is led onto the field by drum major
Everywhere. Kids everywhere.
Did you just throw up in there?
Rachel Shepard.
Looks like you already did, or somebody.
Greenwood up 38-0 at half.
Ouch. Lamar's up 36-0.
Lamar? Thank you. Thank you for that update. Do we have that on our board?
38 what? If you follow me on Twitter, you do have it on your board.
It's very hard to do that while I'm doing this.
It's not. Look like
Huh? I would sit here and start reading that on the air.
It's all right.
I can't multitask.
At Bobby says. At 5 News, Bobby says Lamar's up 36-0.
From a 1978 Richard Donner blockbuster film, we open with Planet Krypton.
We've got this app that we were using. This score stream. Score stream? Yeah, it's pretty solid. That's what we use to feed our website. Yeah. Yeah, just scroll through there. Oh, wow. Let me borrow this.
Yes.
It's free. You can download it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I ran out in the hall and grabbed a water.
Go from there.
Perfect. Sorry about that.
Pine Bluff is up 40 to nothing. Texas County.
Holy smokies.
Pine Bluff and Greenwood are on a collision course.
That's first down.
Well, I've seen Pine Bluff, and they will smoke Greenwood. Their linemen are – that's their difference. That quarterback's good, but their linemen are Back here at Mayo Thompson Stadium is the Northside High School Marching Band entertaining a packed house here at Mayo Thompson Stadium. We're at half, and Fayetteville leads Northside by a score of 25-11 off some big plays on their offense. Northside defense has actually played pretty well. There's about 5 or 6 plays that are the difference in this first half. Northside with the turnovers, and then Fayetteville with some big plays through the air. They've not been able to run on the Northside Grizzlies at all here tonight, but they've got over 300 yards passing in one half by the junior quarterback, Mr. Powell. We've joined by a special guest here, 5 News Sports Director Bobby Swafford. Good to see you.
It's always a pleasure to be back in the booth with you guys.
Well,
many good nights in this room.
Yes, we hope you don't forget about us when you. I mean, you're already big time basically, but as you keep going up the ladder, maybe just try to remember the little people that started out with you.
I'm big. I don't know if I'm big time. There's a difference.
Well, now you're doing all kinds of stuff now. You're all over the state, high school, college football, everything. Kind of started grassroots here with high school football. Good to see you here on the sideline here at Mayo Thompson Stadium. Great place to watch a football game, to cover a football game. Weather's great. And what's your assessment of football in general in the state, and then Northside and Fayetteville?
As is not shocking, football on this side of the state is premier. The team that you're watching face Northside tonight has made that quite evident, what they did to North Little Rock to start the season and what they did to Muskogee last week. And Fayetteville has really done a nice job, and Northside's right there with it, even though they're sitting at 1-2. Alma has a nice showing in the season opener, even though they lost to Southside. Obviously, the depth difference was the biggest gap there. But, I mean, once again, football on this side of the state is second to none and really, tops in the region if you want to think about it that way.
Well, Northside, they had a chore coming into tonight's ball game against Fayetteville. Fayetteville scoring over 50 points a game, and they're halfway there. But Northside's been right in this ball game. We're just talking a couple of key plays, but that's kind of where Northside's at right now. They had to replace some key players at some key positions. Defense has really been pretty darn good, but you cannot give Fayetteville the ball and keep giving them these opportunities. It's hard for Northside's offense to outscore Fayetteville. You can't get in a shootout with them, so they're going to have to make some adjustments here at halftime.
I'm glad you used the shootout analogy because Fayetteville is just getting too many bullets right now, and unfortunately for Northside, they're getting too many bullseyes that last on the 44-yard touchdown, 1 second left. I mean, that's one that could ultimately break your back if you're Northside, if you don't make the adjustments at halftime. But then you think of the sudden change after the fumble, after the opening possession, they go about 70 yards and a touchdown on the very first play. I mean, Northside has to be able to avoid those things, and that's kind of been the bugaboo really the last 5 or 10 years. I mean, you've been watching this, even go all the way back to the Tanner Knight, the Shaq Jones days. The sudden change is always hurt Northside. Turn the football over, the defense gives up a big play right after, and that's really hard to overcome.
Yeah, Northside's without their starting safety, and Northside depth is one of their issues, but they've stayed away from Con Thomas, as everybody in the state does all night. And he just mistimes his jump. He was there for the interception. Worst case, knock it down. He misses times his jump, and it's a 44-yard touchdown pass with 1 second to go. And you're right. It's going to depend on those kids. If the coaches can keep them in the right mindset, and then that just didn't, they don't quit and give up. They need to come out here and get a stop that first possession.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a 4th and 19. You've gotten 2 fourth-down stops already. You hold them to a field goal inside the 10-yard line on another occasion. The Northside defense playing really well, like you said, for the most part. It's just those big plays. You can't let that happen. They get the offsides call. I guess it goes from a 4th and 24 to a 4th and 19. You don't think that makes much difference, but Powell might have maxed out the arm at 44 yards there, and you think, okay, does that make a difference? Okay, if he tackles him when he catches it at the 5 instead of the goal line, it's at the half, and you're only down 7.
Yeah, because the defensive stand started out well for Northside. Fayetteville started out their own 34, and Northside actually had pushed them back to midfield. Then you're talking about the penalty, and it just ends up a bad result for the Grizzlies. Is once again 261-member Northside High School marching band out here on the field entertaining the crowd. Now, Bobby, you're from Roland, Oklahoma.
I am.
So I know you cover the east part of Oklahoma over here, the Roland Rangers and a couple of other schools. So go ahead and give us a little recap of what's going on over there.
Roland's taking on Spiro tonight. Spiro is the only team that beat Roland in the regular season last year, so I know Jeff Strine looking to get a little revenge there. But I think the surprise team on the eastern part of Oklahoma this year has to be Muldrow. And as a guy that's from Roland, that almost pains me to say it, but they've got a guy from Roland as their head coach. Terry Jones came back. They've already won more games this year through 3 weeks than they did all of last year. They're 2-1. They're taking on the number 3 team in the state tonight, though, in Poto. I haven't seen seen a score from that, but I imagine that's probably not close. I shouldn't assume, but Poto has got one of the better teams around. They beat Van Buren in week 2, a game in which I know Coach Greg Warner over at Van Buren, a Northside graduate, wasn't looking forward to because he coached at Poto. He built that monster, then he had to take it on teeth and all on the road at Poto in the shadow of the big hill, and Van Buren came up short in that one.
Well, Bobby Swafford at 5 News here joining us here at halftime. Thanks for the time. The door's always open for you. We always look forward to seeing you up here. You look just as good as person as you do on HD television.
I don't look very good then.
And we'll take a break and be back for the Golden Corral halftime report with Gabe and all the stats as you're listening to Northside Friday Night Football on KYHN 1650, the Big AM.
Thank you as always for your attention and continued support.
2 minutes, please. How are we doing on spots? We're doing okay? All right, well, let's take 2 minutes then. Pam from the Time Record says hi. She's producing the game tonight.
Pam?
Yes.
Pam Cloud?
You want to talk to Pam? Yeah, oh, that was Pam.
Oh, hi, Pam.
He says hi.
Is she still at the Times Record?
No. Are you? You're not there anymore, are you, Pam? No.
They're all jumping ship because that is a sinking ship.
She's at the radio station.
To continue with your halftime entertainment.
Did you just call that a sinking ship? Is that what you just called that?
It's probably already sunk, to be honest.
Did you see that ad in the classifieds last weekend?
That was awesome.
That was almost as bad as you.
Did you see that?
It was almost as bad as you on television.
I've been asleep for 7 hours.
Yeah.
All right, give it time. I'll cuss on the release football Friday nights before it's over. You give me a live mic for 10 minutes.
It's game on, is it?
Yeah. Yes.
Be good.
Good to see you, sir.
Yes, sir. Hey, you got a roster there? Take a picture of it on here.
Which one?
Both. Would you like some highlighter with your roster?
Thank
30.
you. Is that the cheerleaders? Yes, there's guys out there. Thank you, Pam.
Hey, I'm seeing the Chevy with the butterfly door.
You remember Joanna Lever?
Mm-hmm.
Her son plays for Fayetteville.
Oh. Caden?
Back here, high atop Mayo Thompson Stadium, Coca-Cola Field, the Bill Stansel Memorial Press Box. No place like home.
There is nothing. There is not. War Memorial is better in the state, and the University of Arkansas is better in the state. Other than that, I don't know what is. We've been to a lot of them.
Yes, sir. We've got the cheerleaders out here doing a routine for the crowd here at halftime, and we've got Gabe Scrivener back on the mic to deliver all the stats here from the first half of the Golden Corral halftime report.
Okay, Matt, we're going to start on the north side. Had 15 first downs compared to 19 for the Bulldogs. North side on the ground, 139 yards on 24 carries, so averaging 5.8 yards per carry. And in that, Luke Bolton, 10 carries, 71 yards. Thomas, the 1 carry for 27. Hunter Pendleton, 5 carries for 26. Chitwood, 7 carries for 20 yards. Fayetteville on the ground, as y'all kind of spoke, you and Bobby there early, only 64 yards on the ground on 21 rushes. So they're averaging 3 yards compared to Northside's nearly 6. But the kicking thing is, Matt, Powell is 13 of 19, no touchdown or no interceptions, 327 yards in the air in the first half. He's averaging 17.2 yards every time he throws the football. Now Chitwood, 2 of 5, 1 interception, 45 yards, so 9 yards. That takes you to the big one. Total offensive yardage, Matt, 184 for the Grizzly Bears, 391 yards for the Purple Dogs. So 9.5 yards per play for Fayetteville, 6 for the Grizzlies. Here's the biggest stat in the whole thing, turnovers. Northside with 3, Fayetteville with 0.
Now I'll say this. This is not an official stat that's kept, but it's kind of the game inside the game to me, which I look at stuff like that. Northside's defense does have 2 turnover on downs.
Yes.
Now, that's not really considered a takeaway because you don't fumble it, but Fayetteville gave the ball back to them without punting the ball. So I'll give Northside's defense credit on that. And you look at those yards. I mean, Fayetteville's averaging 433 a game. They're almost at 400 at half. It's just been a couple of big plays. It's big plays.
It's been 4 or 5 plays the
big
whole
plays.
night, which brought us to 25.
I mean, the first play was a 72-yard touchdown pass. But Northside's defense, it doesn't feel like they've given up 400 yards in the first half, but stats don't lie.
You just watch that inside running game in Fayetteville. It goes nowhere on them, and that's what makes you think that we're holding our own. And we are holding our own, except for just the few big plays.
Well, Northside's coverage, when they actually have it correct, is good coverage. Even on the 44-yard touchdown pass, coverage was perfect. Mistimes his jump, ends up a easy touchdown as he walked in. It's the offensive line for Fayetteville. They're giving Powell time. When he doesn't have time, those are those incompletes. There's been some sacks. Hardwick's played great. Butler's been in there and put some pressure on him. But the he can't. I don't know if they're going to blitz him. I don't know how they're going to make those adjustments. What are your keys to the second half, Gabe, for Northside?
First of all, you've got to maintain possession of the football.
Yeah, Northside's best defense is their offense.
That's right.
Keep Fayetteville on the sideline.
And we saw it. We saw it last week against Greenwood. Northside kept the football, put drives together. Unfortunately, tonight we're not sustaining those drives. We're turning them over.
Yeah, Northside had another easy field goal opportunity and threw an interception in the end zone and gave Fayetteville the ball back, and that's just kind of been the big difference here. And you're right. Hold on to the football, get some pressure on the quarterback are really the two that I could think, and your coverage. Now, once again, Matthew Jackson not here.
That's right.
You do not have your starting safety, and it has shown.
Got Frazier having to slide in there a little bit, along with Thomas coming off the corner, sliding back there to safety. And as you mentioned, Matt, a lot of these times it's good coverage by Northside. They're right there in their hip pocket or right there in their face. But the Powell kid can throw the football. He can wing it. Coach Patton said that this kid, he could possibly be here. He is better than any other quarterback he's had at Fayetteville. And think about the kids that have come out of there. There's two Allens that are, one of them's playing at the U of A and the other one's the second string at the university. This kid's better, according to their all three of them have the same high school coach. And he's just a junior, Matt. He's still got growing. He's 17 years old. And that's scary. It started last year. But unlike last year, Northside not able to get pressure. You brought it up, that big offensive line, averaging 275 pounds up front. They're allowing Powell to sit back there and go through read after read after read. And when you've got that much time, your defenders can't stay with those guys all night long. They can't hang with them. And that's been the big key in the game tonight.
Well, that's going to wrap up our Golden Corral halftime report. We'll take a break as the Insteppers entertain the crowd here at Mayo Thompson. We'll be back for the kickoff as you're listening to Northside Friday Night Football on KYHN 1650, the Big AM. Let's go 3 minutes, please. Thank you.
They are busting out the base.
That's why he's wanting to get those woofers. Do you have any problem getting the old cooker? It's kind of tight with those vehicles parked right
you think?
There. And your truck's bigger than mine. I was like, we might have an issue. I should have pulled it.
No, what was nice was I've got a backup camera.
Oh, you do?
I backed up to it first shot at a crazy angle. Just put her in park, dollied her down, and left. I was there 2 seconds. But if I hadn't had that, I would have been PO'd.
Yeah, I was thinking, after I left, I was like, man, I should have just hooked up to it and turned it for him. What's going on down there, JB?
Here are your first half statistics.
I'm afraid that one was the backbreaker.
For Fayetteville, that
Could
had
be.
19
I felt like we were in it.
first
I
downs,
felt like we stopped
21
there.
rushes for
Momentum.
64
Yeah.
yards.
If they score right here,
14 of 19 through the air for
We need something
327
good,
yards.
like a turnover, right?
41
Yeah.
total offensive
turnover and a
plays,
score.
391 yards of total offense.
But it's just it's a two-possession game.
15 first downs, 24 rushes for
Like I said, there's something about
139
the way they
yards.
score. It's just disheartening.
2 of
Yeah.
5 through the
You know what I
air
mean?
with
Just
one
like-
Oh, yeah.
interception.
This is on 80-yard balls.
45
Ripping your
yards.
heart out.
30 total
Let you see
offensive
it.
plays for
Yes.
184 yards of total offense. And
Yeah.
3 turnovers. Here are your halftime
Yes.
scores from around the area.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get scores in.
At
Yes,
halftime,
ma'am.
Heritage
If there's a
20,
problem with that, I'll see if I can have it changed.
Halftime, Harper 21, Rogers 10. Halftime, Bentonville
Well, they had always
14.
been until this year, but when the schedule came out at 7, I called Darren and let him know that.
38, Van Buren 0.
Yes, they are all at 7 o'clock,
Catholic 14. Alma 13.
which I like better than 7:30, especially when we're a long way away from the
The
house.
Northside Junior Varsity team will play Alma this Monday night at 6 p.m. Good luck to the JV Grizzlies. Also, the
Okay.
Grizzlies have 2 websites, www.footballgrizzlies.net and the NorthsideGrizzlies.net. You will be able to get all the latest information about your Grizzlies. Also, check out the Grizzly Football Show on GrizzlyFootballGrizzlies.net.
10.
You get all the Grizzly action
10.
home and away on
Gabe's back.
98.7 FM and 1650 AM with Matt Blaylock and Gabe Scribner calling the action.
Back here at Mayo Thompson as the teams are warming up out on the field. As we've wrapped up our Golden Corral halftime report, we'd like to go ahead and thank all our sponsors: Wendy's, AutoZone, A-Z Variety Store, Taco Bell, First National Bank of Fort Smith, UAFS,
Go Lions.
Blaylock Heating and Air, Shelter Mutual Insurance, Alert Alarms, New York Life, Carpet Cabin, Odom's, Sam's Club, and Brahms. And we'd like to thank Pam over in the studio producing the game and hitting all the switches.
Would also like
for
to
us tonight.
Also like to thank Select Specialty Hospital for donating the hot dogs and stuff tonight for the tailgate for the students. I know Eric Edens and Rodney Mills were down there.
Huge
cooking
tailgate.
up
Tailgate, 5 o'clock. Every home game right out here in the courtyard. Did the Rough Riders do the cooking once again? Northside Rough
Eric
Riders?
Edens and Rodney Mills came in and did the cooking. Bikes, Blues, and Barbecues is happening up on the hill, so Cedric and his guys are all up there enjoying themselves this beautiful Friday night.
And we'd like to thank Grand Avenue Baptist Church for letting us use their cooker to cook that on, and hope everybody got full out there in the courtyard
They
before
got quite a
tonight's
turnout,
game.
Matt. I mean, it's a very nice
Yeah,
deal.
knocker balls.
Yep.
Which-
Kids love those. I'd like to get in one of those. Those do look fun.
As the teams continue to warm up here, we'll go ahead and get some of this other stuff out of the way. Tonight, once again, was Boys and Girls Club recognition night.
Grizzlies would like to thank their
I'd like to thank all of them for showing up. They got to get out here on the field before the game, run out the helmet, and run out to midfield. It's got to be a big deal for them. Tonight's official game sponsor here at Mayo Thompson Stadium is Smith Auto Group of Fort Smith. The Grizzlies would like to thank them for supporting Northside Grizzly football. And thanks to Emmys and Chick-fil-A for providing the press box with the food tonight, and as always, Coca-Cola. And it's not too late to join the Athletic Booster Club. Just visit the tent located on the west end of the stadium at any home game and help support all of Northside Athletics. Coach Fleur would like to thank all Northside Athletic Booster Club members, parents, and players for everything they do to make Grizzly athletics successful. He'd also like to thank everybody that's attending and listening to tonight's ball game in the support of Northside Grizzlies and the Northside Touchdown Club. We'd like to thank the corporate sponsors. Your support of Grizzly football program is greatly appreciated. Once again, that's Sykes, USA Truck, Bancorp South, McDonald's, Sparks Health System, Mercy, First National Bank of Fort Smith, Taco Bell, ArcBest, and Blaylock Heating and Air. The Grizzlies would also like to thank New Covenant Church and Pastor Alan Smith for providing tonight's pregame meal, and Hardee's for providing breakfast tomorrow during the film review. And the Northside Grizzly football would like to say great job for the Derby Rangers and the Kimmons Red Raiders on their victories last night. And Northside's JV team will play at Alma tomorrow or Monday night at 6 p.m. Good luck to the Cubbies. Grizzlies have 2 websites, www.footballgrizzlies.net and the NorthsideGrizzlies.net. You'll be able to get all the latest information about the Grizzlies. Also check out the Grizzly Football Show at www.footballgrizzlies.net. And we have confirmed there has been FCC clearance and approval, and next Friday night's game will be on Life 98.7 along with the Big AM 1650 AM, and as always you can catch it on the internet. And I try to get tweets out there.
It's hard.
And it's at Blaylock Matt. At Blaylock Matt is where you can follow that, and I try to keep everyone in that digital world updated as much as I possibly can while doing this. So Fayetteville does receive the second half kickoff, and it'll be number 14 out there kicking off for Northside, who's not on our current roster. And it will be an onside kick, and Northside will recover the football at the midfield. Northside recovers the football. That's Tariq Perry.
There we go.
And a great way for Northside to start. We were talking, me and Coach Branch were talking while you were out in the hall, Gabe, getting something to drink, that Northside needs something good to start the second half. The worst thing you could happen was Fayetteville come down here and score.
That's right.
Real quick. And that was a huge play, and hopefully that can ignite Northside here in the second half. So they're going to take over at their own 49-yard line. 1st and 10. So Northside steals a possession away.
It's a huge play for the special teams, Coach Solly's special teams, and that was one thing that Coach Fleur mentioned during the week that's going to take to beat Fayetteville. They're going to have to do something a little bit different.
Max Frazier starts the second half. Fakes a handoff, takes it around the left side. He's into Fayetteville territory, takes it to the 45-yard line, a 6-yard run.
A little miscommunication.
And somebody's slow to get up out there. Yeah, it was a miscommunication, but it's a 6-yard gain. And we've got a Grizzly receiver that was out there blocking on the edge. That's Mr. Smith, Darius Smith out there. He does get up. He gives the thumbs up to Sherry, but they're going to have him come off for one play.
He made his way to his own feet.
Now, you could see Chitwood move to safety, who started at safety the past 2 years. Coach Fleur did mention that during the week with the loss of Matthew Jackson, that Chitwood might have to play some safety.
It's a gain of 6 yards by Frazier on the first down carry. So 2nd and 4.
Frazier does have some game experience against Central this year. Split backs, single receiver to each side. Handoff to Bolton up the middle, inside the 45 to the 44.
Not much going there. It's going to bring up 3rd down. Northside was 2 of 6 on 3rd down conversions in the first half. And you won't believe this, Matt. Fayetteville was 2 of 7 on 3rd downs. But they were 1 of 2 on 4th down conversions.
Split backs once again. Con Thomas out on the right, on the hash. Ball on the left hash. Thomas on the right. Brennan Lewis in the boundary to the left. Frazier fakes the handoff. Pitches it to Pendleton to the right. Makes a cut. He's getting towards, breaks back across the field. He's got the first down. Good block by Northside. They're going to throw a flag on Brennan Lewis.
That was bad. Because that was a phenomenal block.
It was a great block by Lewis. The flag is thrown. The play results in a first down, but we've got a block in the back. It was after the marker, so it should remain a first down, I believe. Fleur's out at the numbers, wants an explanation.
He had his head in front. You could see it coming a mile away as Pendleton was going back the other way. He had the position. He had his head around on the front side of that receiver. So they're going to say illegal block in the back. And, credit the officials tonight. We haven't said the word official, which is great. You can hear the Northside crowd not enjoying that call either, but they've done a very good job tonight, these officials.
So let's see how they hash it out after a first down run with a block in the back beyond the first down marker.
Yeah, the flag was thrown at the 38-yard line. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, so we're going to bring up 3rd down and about 7 or so, Matt.
So it will remain 3rd down.
After the penalty brings up 3rd down, 7.
So what it came out to be.
Ball spotted at the Fayetteville 48-yard line.
Was about a 4-yard penalty. 4-yard penalty when it's all said and done, when it's hashed out. So 3rd down and 7 for the Grizzlies. They're down 25-11 to these Fayetteville Bulldogs.
Frazier gets the snap, rolls out to the right. He's under pressure. He's going to throw it downfield, and it'll be we've got a flag thrown. It was out of the hands of Jones, Ty Jones. We've got a flag thrown in that area on what you would assume would be pass interference.
Yes.
We will wait and see.
He threw into double coverage. Didn't have very whole lot of room to tuck that ball in there. He's rolling to his right, and he throws it. Flag sitting on the 19-yard line. We'll find the man in the white hat. And
they will mark
pass
it off.
Interference against the Bulldogs. So 15 yards. So they needed 7. They got 15. So Northside down 3 of 7 on 3rd down conversions, and that's a big key right there, keeping this drive going, Matt. And you thought all was lost after the block and the back penalty.
After the penalty brings up
Frazier goes deep.
Ball spot the Bulldog,
Pass interference on the Purple Dogs.
10:43 here in the 3rd quarter. Northside trailing 11-25, but driving after recovering an onside kick to start the second half of the game. 3 receivers ride right. Con Thomas and jet sweep. It's going to be a handoff to him. He's going to try to get the corner. He cannot get it. And it'll be a loss of 7 as Fayetteville defended it perfectly.
They did. They just continue to stretch it out and stretch it out. Ball's going to go all the way back to the 40-yard line.
Second down, 17. Ball
And after you
by
see,
Bulldogs.
you can get away with that early in the year whenever teams haven't seen it and aren't ready for it. You can sneak him out there. But once other teams see that on film and they see him coming across in motion, they're going to key on that.
Same formation for Northside. Ball now on the right hash. Solomon, Jones, Thomas split wide left. Lewis in the boundary to the right. Northside moving left to right on your radio. Towards the Fine Arts building in the band. Bolton standing to Frazier's left. Frazier fakes it to Bolton, throws it. Quick pass out to the left, caught by Solomon. He's going to get back up near the line of scrimmage, gain of 6 or 7.
Ellis on the stop for the Bulldogs.
So third down and 11 now for the
Ball spot at the
Grizzlies.
34-yard line.
So there's a drone flying high above the Fine Arts Center. Get a little aerial footage. That may be Bobby with one of his new toys down there for Channel 5. We appreciate him coming in and sharing his expertise. He's good.
2 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. Split backs with Frazier out of the gun.
They're bringing it all, Matt.
Gets a snap, drops back, and it's a screen pass. Caught by Pendleton. He's got blockers in front of him. He's at the 20, breaks a tackle, the 15, makes a cut down to the 10. And you're right, Fayetteville blitzed, and Northside had a screen pass called against it.
They brought it all, Matt. They had the box loaded up, and they brought those linebackers, and it left the whole middle of that field wide open.
24-yard gain on the screen pass from Frazier to Pendleton. A couple of juniors.
So a big third down conversion for the Bears.
And it will be 1st and 10. They actually mark it at the 11.
Got the big Bear package in. Hardwick at fullback. Wind up to Frazier's right.
Hardwick in the
Sorry,
pistol.
Parga.
Follows Parga to the right. Now breaks it out to the left, and he will walk into the end zone for the touchdown. An 11-yard touchdown run by DeAndre Hardwick.
It's his second of the night. I think he's got 12 yards on the night, Matt, on the rushing side of the football with 2 touchdowns. There was nothing going in the middle, so he kicks it out to the left side and able to just walk into the end zone. So 25-17 PAT pending.
Fayetteville packs it in there when they see the Big Bear package. Parga went to the right. Hardwick started that way, put his foot in the ground, and just went to the left outside, and no one was there. Northside will go for 2. It's a quick pitch to Hardwick. Tries the right side on the option from Frazier, and he gets in for the 2-point conversion with 2 tacklers draped on him. Northside back in this football game. It is now 25-19 with 8:51 remaining in the third. We'll be back for the kickoff as you're listening to Northside Friday Night Football on the Big AM. 1 minute,
Nice.
please.
Did Miss Teresa give you a chicken sandwich?
Yes.
What have you been doing?
Yeah, been
Where's Walker and Jet?
roaming around somewhere.
Roaming around. Huh?
Frazier starts second half at quarterback, leads Northside
Do
on
what?
a touchdown drive, capped off
Bill?
by Hardwick's 11-yard run.
I don't see him down there anymore. There's Sherman. Is that his name, Sherman? Right here in purple?
Parga and kickoff for the Grizzlies. Javante Smith. Terrence Rock deep. For the Bulldogs.
Chewy Parga now out there to kick it off for Northside. Two Fayetteville Bulldogs back deep to receive. And this kick will sail into the end zone, and
Attaboy.
Fayetteville will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20.
First and 10, Fayetteville ball.
So Northside coming out, just to recap here, this fast first half, or first part of the second half of this football game, Matt. Northside was supposed to kick off to Fayetteville as they won the toss and deferred to the second half. Northside comes out and onside kicks and recovers it, and then Frazier takes them 51 yards for the touchdown as Hardwick punches it in. So we're 25-19, 8:51 remaining here in the third quarter, and the momentum seems to have shifted to the Northside side. If the defense can come out here and put up another stand, get that ball back.
And we do see Chitwood at the safety position, along with Thomas has moved to the other safety position. Split backs, man in motion. Powell rolls to his right, being chased by Hardwick. Now Carson drags him out of bounds for a sack. It's going to be a loss of a couple.
And great coverage downfield by, I was just sitting there watching Chitwood and Thomas. They had their guys in their hip pocket. As you mentioned, Chitwood started all last year at safety. So he knows what he's doing out there with the loss of Matthew Jackson.
Second down, 11.
It's going to be a loss of 1, so 2nd and 11 for the Bulldogs.
3 receivers in the boundary to the right. Single receiver split wide left. Now a man in motion across the field left to right. Powell looking that way, throwing deep. And this is going to be nearly intercepted by Norwood. Norwood with great coverage that time. And the receiver is a little bit shaken up.
He fell on his legs the way it looked.
Tyson Morris, slow to get up. He's going to head towards the sideline. And now we've got a 3rd and 11 coming up.
It was great to see during the break here, Coach Fuller going up and down the sideline, giving high fives to these guys.
Play action pass. Powell under pressure. He's being dragged down from behind. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. I believe that was Tanner Cross on the pressure that forced him to step up. He'll get back across the line of scrimmage, gain 1, but it is a 4th and 9 from the 21, and that brings the Fayetteville punt team out. And Northside's defense trying to get this crowd fired up here at Mayo Thompson. Now Con Thomas standing back near midfield, and now Fayetteville shifts out of the punt formation to maybe a punt safe look. Good snap. They're going to kick it away from Thomas. They're going to angle it into the sideline. It does take a favorable Fayetteville bounce.
Get away from the
and
ball.
It rolls and rolls on that field turf. And it goes all the way down to the 20-yard line. So a great punt. No return by Fayetteville, but Northside holds them. 59-yard kick. No return. Northside has it. 1st and 10 at their own 20. 7:46 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Trailing Fayetteville 25-19.
Talk about flipping the field position right there.
So a 3 and out after the Northside score to start the second half.
Your ticket number 356-5718.
So we'll see what Frazier can do again. As you mentioned, he came in the second half. Northside struggling on the defensive side of the ball, giving up the big plays in the run or the passing. So Chitwood slides over to the safety position. As Frazier now is going to take it out, split backs. He's going to go option to the left. He hangs onto the football, and he's barely going to get back to the line of scrimmage. He goes to his left. Nothing going there. So it's going to bring up 2nd down. Yeah, 2nd down and 10 for the Grizzlies. It's Cat Savis and number 84, Tadarian Jones, come in, taking the place of Solomon and Hunter Pendleton. So 2nd and 10 from Northside from their own 20-yard line. 1 wide receiver out way left, 2 to the right. Bolton to Frazier's right in the backfield.
Frazier steps back, throws it quickly out to the left, complete to Smith, out across the 25.
Out to the 26-yard line.
To the 26.
So
3rd and 4 for the Bears.
Solomon comes in. Cat Savis comes to the sideline. 3rd and 4 coming up. 3 receivers to the right. Lewis, the lone receiver in the boundary to the left. Frazier wanting the snap. Goes with the hard count. Looks at the sideline. Bolton to his right. Gives instructions to his offensive lineman and his tailback. Gets a snap. Hands off to Bolton up the middle. He breaks a tackle. He's in open field. He's got the 1st down. He's out across the 35 to the 37. Good quick burst. A pickup of 11 for the 1st down.
Good solid tackle by Terrence Rock, I believe who that was for the Purple Dogs, after Bolton gets a big 3rd down conversion. Northside starting just their second drive of the second half. This one started on their own 27.
At the 37-yard line. Frazier fakes it to Pendleton, and then he'll be hit and dropped for a yard loss.
Chris Redmond on the tackle for the Dogs. So 2nd down is going to be a short loss, Matt. Going to bring up 2nd and 11. 6 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Northside down by 6.
Ball just inside the left hash. Northside moving left to right. Same formation for Northside. Pendleton staying to Frazier's right. They're going to run the option to the right. Frazier will keep it. Cuts across the field. He's in open territory. He's across midfield, inside the 45-yard line to the 48 of Fayetteville.
22 yards on that scamper on the option there for Frazier. He does a good job after he finally gets through the field and gets past the linebackers. He sees those D-backs coming up. He does a great job of putting both hands on that football. Takes the hits, falls forward, first down for the Bears into Purple Dog territory.
So it's a 1st and 10 at the 43 of Fayetteville. 5:30 remaining here in the third quarter. Man in motion, split backs. They hand the jet sweep to Brennan Lewis, and it's dropped for a big loss back near midfield. Be a loss of 6.
Try to get you caught up on some halftime scores. Bentonville Southside tied up 14-14. Heritage leading Springdale Bulldogs 20-11.
Fayetteville blitzed off both ends,
yes,
and they just had too many guys in the backfield.
There's not enough people to even give a chip block or anything. They just swarmed them up.
3 receivers wide right. Single receiver out to the left for Northside. Frazier out of the quarterback. Bolton standing to his right. Gets a snap. Looks left. Pump fakes. Now he'll tuck it. And he's going to be driven back. And it's going to be a loss of 2 back to the 49-yard line of Northside.
Northside Fayetteville wanting a late hit. As we said earlier in the game, Matt, it was a little...
Eli Hell on the sack for Fayetteville.
A couple boos ringing out from this.
Now we got 3rd and long with an unexperienced quarterback, I'd say at the varsity level.
At the varsity level, yes. He knows the offense. He's ran it all last year on the JV side. He came in from time to time here.
2 receivers each side of the formation. Bolton standing to Frazier's right out of the shotgun. It's going to be a reverse to Thomas. He's hitting the backfield. He's across midfield. He's up the Fayetteville sideline. He'll get back up to the line of scrimmage, actually just shy of it, back to the 45-yard line of Fayetteville. And I got to think if you're Coach Fleur here, you're going to punt the ball away.
Yep, they will. So 4th and 12 for the Grizzlies as the Bulldogs are able to halt the drive that started on the Northside own 27-yard line. So Northside just needs to get a good punt, flip-flop this field position again, try to pin them down deep.
Parga standing at his 40. Ball skips off the field turf. Parga waits for the coverage to get down there. Spiraling kick. It's going to land at the 16, take a Northside roll down to the 6, and that's where Fayetteville will take over. 39-yard punt, no return to the 6-yard line, and that's where Fayetteville starts their second drive here of the second half with 3:40 on the clock, up 25-19.
So once again, deep in their own territory. They're going to bring this ball out to the 7. It's going to be on the near hash. Fayetteville moving right to left on your radio dial. Their backs to the indoor, going towards the scoreboard. As you mentioned, no wind tonight, man. It's a beautiful night.
Fayetteville quickly.
That's about the biggest hole they've had all night.
Hands off up the middle, out across the 10 to the 11, so a 5-yard gain as they had the play from the sideline and just came out there and ran it.
They got 6 on that one, Matt, so 2nd down and 4.
Powell, same play, hands off again. This time he hits, tries to spin off the tackle of Tanner Cross, maybe falls forward for a yard.
Tanner able to jump in there and get a little contact to disrupt that. Fayetteville 2 of 8 tonight on 3rd down conversions.
Yeah, no gain. No gain.
So 3rd down and 4.
Same play, this time to the right. This time he's got some room to run. Hardwick comes over and gets a hand on him. And he finally goes out of bounds at the 29-yard line of Northside. So Fayetteville breaks out of the hole.
It's their first conversion, 3rd down conversion, 5 attempts. And that's what Fayetteville wants. They want to keep that offense on the field ready to roll.
3 receivers to the right. Another inside handoff. Tries the right side. Got a little bit of running room. Carson there to bring him down after he crosses the 35 out to the 36, so 7 yards on that first down run.
Something's happened on the interior of that line, Matt. We still got the same folks, Cato, Butler. All those guys are still in there, but
Northside switched out a defensive lineman. Handoff to a different back. He breaks through the middle of Northside's defense. Number 22 on the first down carry, Luke Rappert, out to the 45-yard line of Fayetteville, 1st and 10.
Hardwick and Fleming along the Grizzlies making the play, but so I was trying to say, man, I mean, something's different here. They're able to get some holes in the inside part of that or defensive line that they weren't able to get.
This time they fake the handoff, quick pass on a slant, completed for 10 yards to Northside's 45-yard line. Number 22 on the coverage, Byron McGrew. Number 15 on the reception, Drake Weimer. And Fayetteville quickly into Northside territory to their 44.
And they're already lined up waiting for the umpire to get out of the way and get those chains set.
Powell hands it off inside. Number 22 breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage of Carson. Drives forward for about 5. Rappert on the carry for the Dogs.
Cross is going to come back in after catching a quick breather. You got Fleming, Parga, Hardwick, Cross at your linebackers. Cato, Butler.
Powell dropping back. He's got time. He's throwing deep. Norwood with good coverage, and Norwood with a diving interception attempt in the end zone. And that will bring up a 3rd and 5 from the 39 of Northside.
Shows you how strong that young man's arm is, Matt. He's standing at the 49-yard line when he got done throwing that football, and that went into the O in Northside. He just heaved that ball nearly 50-plus yards in the air. But 3rd down, 5 to go for the Bulldogs. And it looks like Northside jumped off.
And we've got a flag thrown. It was a hard count. Number 24. Is that 24 or 54? It's defender. It's 54. I'm not used to seeing for Northside out there. Nicholas Brown was in there at left defensive end and jumps off sides. And we'll see if that is enough for a first down. They might have to bring the chains out. They're going to say it's 3rd and inches now. Powell goes under center. Northside packs it in. And Powell on the quarterback sneak will pick up the first down to the 33.
Able to convert again. Keep their drive moving here. Under 2 minutes, 1:39 seconds here before the 3rd quarter expires. The Grizzlies are down 19 to 20 or 25 to 19 to these Bulldogs of Fayetteville.
Powell out of the gun. 3 receivers to the right, single receiver to the left. Handoff this time. Rappert with some running room to the left. Good block by the receiver on the outside. Norwood falls down but gets back up, makes the tackle, but it's a big gain all the way down to the 12-yard line of Northside.
The Fayetteville running game has come to life after here in this 3rd quarter. That one for 21 yards. They only had 64 yards in the first half rushing.
I apologize. That takes it to the 16-yard line where it's 1st and 10. 3 receivers in the boundary to the left. Single receiver split wide right. Now a man in motion. Powell tosses it to him. He'll try the right side. Tanner Cross out there getting the edge. Now Con Thomas drags him down from behind, forces him out of bounds. Very short gain, maybe to the 15.
And once again, Cross does a good job keeping that play stretched out where he's not losing the containment, allowing the rest of these Grizzlies to come in. We've seen Fayetteville's defense do the same thing. 2nd down and 8, gain of 2.
Ball now on the right hash. Ball spotted just inside the 15. Inside handoff to Smith. Powers his way towards the 10.
Hardwick comes in untouched, but on the wrong side of the center. Ball goes to the right, to the right side of the offensive line, and Hardwick comes in, and the play's already past him.
3rd down, 4.
So 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4 from the 10-yard line. Powell gets the snap. Hands off to his tailback. He tries the right side. He's got enough for the first down. Dragging Grizzly defenders towards the goal line. They'll stop him before he gets there. But it'll be 1st and goal Fayetteville at the 1, inside the 1.
Northside had him wrapped up there, contact in the backfield or at the line of scrimmage, but unable to corral that young man in.
Handoff to the tailback up the middle. No, he fakes it. He's hit in the backfield, Parga, but he falls forward and falls over the goal line. And Fayetteville gets in the end zone for the touchdown.
So 31-19, PAT pending. And that was just a long, methodical drive, Matt. That drive started at their own 7-yard line.
Fag into attempt the extra point.
Fag in to attempt the extra point. As he awaits the snap. Good snap. Ball's down. Kick is up and good. And Fayetteville now leads Northside 32-19 with 42 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. We'll take a break. Be back for the kickoff as you're listening to Northside Friday Night Football on the Big AM, KYHN 1650. 1 minute, please.
Wrong way.
Fayetteville with a 93-yard touchdown drive to extend their lead 32-19, 42 seconds, third quarter.
Twitter savvy. Okay. She's going to play legal ID.
Fayetteville kicks off. It's deep. It will go into the end zone for the touchback. Northside will start this offensive possession at their own 20.
So a big, long drive there by the Bulldogs. Extend their lead, 32-19. That's what Northside needs to do after they had to punt on their last possession. Frazier going to lead his Grizzlies back out there onto the field. The ball spotted in the middle of the field.
And Fayetteville did that mostly on the ground.
Yes, that's why something changed there in that running. Fayetteville's made some kind of adjustment, and Northside has yet to catch up with it. Those guys are down there looking at the screen on the sideline trying to figure out what's going on.
Split backs, hand off to Pendleton. He tries the right side, makes a cut. Good run out to the 27, maybe the 28. They will give him 8 yards on that first down.
Some more scores from around the area. Van Buren was up 38-0 over Van Buren at the half. Greenwood, 38-0 over Van Buren. Charleston was up big on Danville, 34-7. Fountain Lake shutting out Waldron, 47-0 at the half.
The Cobras.
Mansfield up by a touchdown, 14-7 over Paris at the half.
Split back once again, two receivers wide left, single receiver in the boundary to the right. High snap. Frazier fakes it to Bolton. He keeps it around the right side. He's out across the 35. He's got the first down out to the 40, to the 42.
Nice 14-yard carry by number 2, Frazier, for the Bulldogs. Moves those chains, and that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter, Matt.
That'll be the final play, 32-19 after 3 are in the books. We'll take a break while they switch into the field, and you're listening to Northside Friday Night Football on the Big AM. 1 minute, please.
Here are your area score updates. Third quarter, Heritage 20, Springdale 11. Third quarter, Harper 21, Rogers 10. Fourth quarter, Bentonville 35, Southside 14. Fourth quarter, Greenwood 45, Van Buren 7. Third quarter, Catholic 14, Alma 13.
Thank you.
480 yards.
Frazier with the snap out of the shotgun. Hands off to Bolton. He moves to his left. He breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage. He's out near midfield. It looks like it'll be a gain of 7 on first down.
Matt, through 3 quarters, Fayetteville has amassed 480 yards on 58 plays, so a little over 8 yards a play. Northside, 281 yards total for the first 3 quarters on 46 plays for 6 of 11. Once again, 3 turnovers. We haven't had one in the second half, knock on wood. But those were the killers there in the first half for Northside. 27 first downs for Fayetteville, 24 for the Grizzlies.
Split backs once again. Frazier fakes it to Pendleton nowhere to go with the ball as Fayetteville was bringing pressure on the outside, and it's going to be a big loss.
Yep, that one was snuffed out well by Fayetteville. Pitchman was covered, Frazier was covered, and there were more white jerseys than there were black, so it's going to be a loss. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Grizzlies.
Ball back at the 44. Ball's on the left hash in the Northside sideline. Northside now moving right to left on your radio towards the scoreboard end. 2 receivers wide right, single receiver to the left. Split backs, Bolton to the right, Pendleton to the left. Frazier drops back, throws it over the middle of the field, and nearly intercepted by number 12, in and out of the hands of Joey Saven, a senior 5'10", 180-pound defensive back. And with a 4th and 8 at your own 44 early in the fourth quarter, head coach Mike Fleur is going to call a timeout to think about it, and we'll take it with him as you're listening to Northside Friday Night Football on the Big AM. 1 minute, please. He about got picked. He needed to have a little more zing on that. Man, you look good out there, number 55, double nickel. Now, you were the last one to the Bearhead. What's up with that? You can't be last. If you got to trip somebody coming out of the gate, you trip them. You don't be last. No. Scholarship college athlete right here, son. Pretty fleet of foot. I wouldn't have been last the first 40 yards. Now, after that, it's anybody's ball game. Back here at Mayo Thompson. Once again, I will tell you we have confirmed we have FCC approval. Sorry that took so long, but we all know what the F stands for in FCC.
Federal.
And next week the game will be on Live 98.7 along with 1650 AM and on the internet as always. Parga kicks it away on the punt. Fair catch called for by Fayetteville at number 12 makes the fair catch at the 25-yard line, and that's where Fayetteville will take over with 10:35 remaining in the ball game, up 32-19.
30 yards on that punt. Right there on the 31-yard, sorry. They're going to start on the Fayetteville right in the middle of the field, as you mentioned. Fayetteville moving towards the Fine Arts Building with their backs to the scoreboard.
Powell with a man in motion from left to right, hands it off to his tailback, Rappert. He might get back to the line of scrimmage. Hit by Butler, Hardwick. Cato in there. Perry credited for the stop, a little banged up. No gain. Man in motion once again. A lot of pressure. It's a screen pass. Rappert catches it. Blockers in front of him. He's got a first down. He's out across the 40. Finally brought down near the 45. As there was a big offensive lineman, number 75, Noah Johnson, 6'3", 320, with a pancake block of a Grizzly out there on the edge.
The play was ran exceptionally well.
Yes. Powell out of the gun, 2 receivers each side. Quick throw out in the left flat. Avoids one tackler, then forced out of bounds, short gain. Norwood
tried to come in for the kill right at the feet, and he was just able to sidestep him. He's going to catch him there. It's only going to be a 2-yard gain, so bring up 2nd down and 8.
They're at their own 47-yard line. Ball on the left hash. Fayetteville moving left to right. White tops, purple pants, purple helmets, purple numerals. Powell, inside handoff to Rappert. He's out to midfield. Cato in there and cross will bring up 3rd and 5.
5 of 11, 3rd down conversions. It's the 5-yard variety. Ball standing directly on the midfield stripe.
Ball right on the left hash. 3 receivers in the boundary to the left. Powell drops back. He's got 2 receivers to the right. Now he's under pressure. He steps up. He's going to run it. He gets the first down. Thomas and Perry bring him down, but he picks up 6 on 3rd and 5 on a quarterback scramble and moves the chains.
A good job by the defensive secondary, the linebackers and the corners and deep. They had them all sewed up. He had nowhere to go. The Northside's going to have to call timeout. Trying to get personnel moved in and out.
Northside does take a defensive timeout, their second timeout here of the second half. We'll take a break and be back for the play as you're listening to Northside Friday Night Football on the Big AM. 1 minute, please. We still doing good on spots? Okay. Good. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Where's the ball at? The 44.
Ball is at the 44.
$9.24. You want to come mow my yard?
He's good at mowing.
Really? Because I'm going to need somebody to do it here in about a week and a half.
Yep.
I pay good, man. Yeah, man, $5.
There you go. It's more you get from whenever you do it at our house.
It's a rider. Back here at Mayo Thompson, as Fayetteville splits both their tackles out in passing formations, they've got a center and two guards. They throw a screen pass out to the left is what it ends up turning out to be. And they'll pick up about 7 yards on the unorthodox offensive formation.
That did look a little crazy when you see the big boys with big numbers splitting out, and they're still going to stay that way, Matt. It's going to be the same formation.
Yeah, they're running a center and two guards in the box with a back and a quarterback.
Second down, 3, ball spotted at the...
Now, the linemen are not eligible out there. So Northside defends it well this time. Now the quarterback's got to scramble, and he gets hit hard with Hardwick and Thomas. He'll gain about a yard. And that's the whole key to it. You just got to realize the two tackles are not eligible.
Right.
Don't cover them. They're just out there to block.
Third down, 2.
Conventional offensive formation this time for Fayetteville on 3rd and 2. 3 receivers wide right, single receiver to the left. Powell throws it out in the flat quickly. The receiver's got the first down, and he's taken out of bounds.
Foul pass completed to Morris.
Thomas, I believe, on the – or is it Norwood?
Norwood on the...
Yeah, he had a good first step there on him after he caught that ball. He threw the old dead leg juke on him and kind of buckled Norwood a little bit and able to scamper around and get that first down. So they convert again.
Same formation, but this time the receiver number 11, Tyson Morris, who's had a great game here tonight, jumps off sides. That'll make a 1st and 10, a 1st and 15. That'll move the ball back out to the 31-yard line. That's going to take Fayetteville out of field goal range. And if you're a Northside Grizzly football fan, you hope that's a drive killer.
Yes.
3 receivers wide right, single receiver in the boundary to the left. Powell drops back. He's looking right, steps up in the pocket. Incomplete pass near the first down marker. Chitwood with good coverage back there playing safety here in the second half of the game.
And once again, it was good offensive line blocking by the Grizzlies. By the Bulldogs. Northside only bringing 3. And the D-backs cover him up, and Powell has to go through several reads to find someone that was remotely open.
Now it's 2nd and 15. Powell hands off to his tailback to the left. Hardwick comes and hits him 5 yards deep. Misses the tackle, but Parga and Carson there to make the stop.
It slowed him up, and that's
yes, it will be a loss. That moves the ball back to the 32, a loss of 1. 3rd and 16.
Grizzly 32-yard line.
Yeah, Hardwick gets in there, comes untouched once again, able to disrupt that play. Powell just stuck it in his belly.
Powell gets the snap, rolls to his right, throws it up. Intercepted, but he's out of bounds. Thomas, who makes the catch, but out of bounds. Armstrong, the intended receiver, and that brings up 4th and 16 from the 32.
See what Coach Patton elects to do. They may go again for that little pooch kick with the quarterback with Powell. They're taking their time. Still 15 seconds on the play clock.
7:37. on the game clock. 3 receivers in the boundary to the left, single receiver wide right. Looked like Fayetteville jumped off sides, no call. Throw over the middle of the field, and number 3 makes an outstanding catch for Fayetteville over the middle of the field. Barrett Bannister. There is a flag in the backfield. We'll wait to see what the call is. It's holding against Fayetteville. You're right. ESPN top 10 catch.
That was phenomenal, buddy.
By Bannister as lays out to get it.
He was fully extended and caught it with his fingertips, able to haul it in. But that's all for naught. As the penalty flag is there on the,
and it's a spot foul, and it's going to back Fayetteville line. Way up.
Ball's going to go all the way to the 44-yard line, and Fayetteville, I would assume, is going to punt, but no, they're going to leave their.
That takes the ball, yes, as you mentioned, out to the 45. So it is now fourth and 29.
They're 1 of 2 or 1 of 3 tonight on 4th downs.
Powell back there at quarterback goes with the hard count out of the shotgun, and now they will move to the punt formation.
Northside's not even going to send Chitwood deep. He's going to just stay at his safety position.
They're staying in a straight punt safe. Powell gets the punt off. It lands at the 20, takes a huge Fayetteville roll, and will be downed at the 1-yard line by Fayetteville.
43-yard punt.
Down inside the 1-yard line. First down and 10.
So that gives Northside quite a bit of territory to stare over.
So great quick kick, and Chitwood, who's not used to being back there this side, but the ball landed right by him. If he were just to catch that,
20.
If he were to catch that ball, that's 19 yards difference.
Yeah, it landed smack on the 20-yard line.
And took a huge kick.
Yes. Fayetteville with good coverage down there. Northside huddling up on the sideline.
So Northside takes over with 7:13 remaining.
Big play here, Matt. You got to get out of the shadow of your own goalposts. They're going to need a little bit of something because they've got that ball marked inside of the 1-yard line.
And you'd almost, was this a spot to use the Big Bear package? It's not what it's designed for, but get some space. Frazier out of the shotgun.
Fayetteville's going to stack the box.
Single receiver to each side, double tight ends. Frazier's going to throw it deep. Ball goes out of bounds. As Brennan Lewis is the intended receiver, number 6 on the coverage, Colby Seegers. They both go down.
Incidental contact.
Yeah, it was. They ran into one another. Mm-hmm. So it's 2nd and 10 at the 1.
Bulldogs up 32-19. 7 minutes, 8 seconds remaining here in the contest.
Sizemore out. Jones in. It's going to be Lewis and Jones split wide right. Con Thomas in the boundary to the left.
10 seconds on the play clock.
Frazier out of the shotgun. They're going to send Thomas in motion. And Bolton breaks through the middle, out across the 5 to 10. He's got the first down.
That was big there, Matt.
Out to the 13.
12-yard carry for Bolton. Him and Pendleton have shared the duties tonight.
Ball remains on the left hash in the north side boundary. Split backs, 2 receivers wide right, single receiver in the boundary to the left. Frazier out of the shotgun.
It's 102 yards.
Gets a snap. Fayetteville bringing pressure off the left side. And it will be a loss. Pendleton on the carry. That was number 16 that blitzed off that side, Sam Lindsay. And he drops Pendleton for a loss of 6. So 2nd and 16. Ball now back at the 6-yard line. Smith comes out. Thomas back in. 2 receivers wide right. Ball in the middle of the field. Thomas to the left. Bolton standing to Frazier's right in the backfield out of the shotgun. Gets a snap. Drops back. He's going to step up in the pocket. Has very little room to run. He gets back up to the 10-yard line.
Good coverage downfield by the Bulldogs. Frazier with nowhere to go with that football. Now we're under 6 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. 3rd and 13 for the Bears.
Cat Savas comes out. Isaiah Solomon in. Northside looks like they're going to have twins to each side of the formation. Now Jones moves to the left side. So it'll be Solomon, Jones, and Thomas split left. Lewis, the lone receiver, wide to the right. Frazier Out of the shotgun, Bolton to his right. Frazier drops back. He's under pressure, avoids it. Running towards the sideline, throws it up the field, off the hands of a couple of Northside receivers. The ball hits the turf, and now it's 4th and 14 from the 10.
So after starting on their own 1 yard line, they're able to get 10 yards out of this drive. Part of going to be standing a couple yards deep into the Northside's own.
Joey Saven standing at Northside's 45-yard line, awaiting the punt of Chewy Parga. Low snap, picks it up off the turf, gets the punt away. Low end-over-end kick, going to be fielded at the 45. He tries to go to the right and nowhere to go. Great coverage. Hardwick and Norwood on the stop. No return. 1st and 10 Fayetteville at Northside's 45.
It's the first time Fayetteville has started in Northside's territory. It's the first time either team has started in either one of their opponents, or either of the opponents' field side of the field. So 45-yard line. Purple Dogs start their 4th drive. So far, their first one they had to punt it. Second drive, started on their own 7-yard line, went down, ended up after the 93-yard drive, scoring a touchdown. They had to punt their 3rd possession. Now here comes their 4th.
5:17 remaining in the ball game. Fayetteville up 32-19. Have the ball at Northside's 45. Inside handoff. Tanner Cross there. A gain of about a yard.
He comes up a little slow. Looks like he might be cramping. Trying to stretch it out, but a gain of 1.
Fayetteville fine to let the clock run. It's on their side. 2 receivers each side of the formation. They're stacked. Powell rolls to his right. Now sets up. Throws deep over to the left side of the field. He's got a completed pass inside the 15, and it's a touchdown to number 11, Tyson Morris, that broke out of the tackle of Norwood at the 10-yard line. 44-yard touchdown throw from Powell to Morris. There's one of those earlier in the game.
Yes, there were. Yeah, Coach Branch just said it. What an arm. I mean, it's phenomenal. As he was rolling to his right, throws back across the field.
John Fagg to come in to attempt the extra point for the Fayetteville Bulldogs. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up and through, and Fayetteville now leads 39-19 with 4:43 remaining to go here in the contest. We'll take a break and be back for the kickoff as you're listening to Northside Friday Night Football on KYHN 1650, the Big AM. 1 minute, please.
He was over on the first half. He was on the opposite hash and threw a bullet that it was incomplete, but the guy caught it when he was out of bounds at the 20.
Yeah, right down here.
And he threw it all the way across on the 39 across the entire field.
4:43 remaining in the ball game.
Oh, no doubt about it. This guy's got a kid.
Unreal.
And it's just on the money.
Yeah.
Like dropping it in the basket.
Back here at Mayo Thompson as Fayetteville is going to kick off to Fort Smith Northside, leading 39-19 with 4:43 remaining in the ball game. Just kick it on the ground, a squib kick, going to be fielded by Pendleton at his 10. He's out across the 20, 25, 30, and that's where he'll be tackled by number 34 of Fayetteville, Ty Means.
So looks like Northside's going to get their play here on the sideline. Down 39-19, 4 minutes, 35 seconds remaining here in the contest. And Northside's played a fairly game. This Powell kid is just phenomenal. I mean, he's good. He's as good as advertised. His coaches praise him a lot. They say he's a great student of the game, and he has shown it tonight. And as Coach Brent said, he throws it, and it's like putting it in a basket just right here. He just drops it in.
2 receivers each side of the formation. Frazier under pressure, rolling out to his right. Now he'll tuck it. He's going to be brought down after about a 2-yard gain.
nowhere to go with the football. So
that's been the difference in tonight's ball game is the pressure that Northside has not gotten on Powell, but Northside's quarterbacks have had people all around them, have not had a clean pocket is the term.
That's correct.
Twins each side of the formation. Pendleton standing to Frazier's right. Fayetteville showing blitz off the right side. They back out of it. Frazier drops back, throws it out in the flat. Caught by Brennan Lewis.
First down.
Up at the 44.
Coverage there. Number 6 of the Dogs, Colby Seegers.
3 receivers wide right. Ball on the left hash. Lewis in the boundary to the left. Frazier out of the shotgun. Pendleton standing to his left. Solomon, Jones, and Smith to the right. Sounds like a law firm. Pendleton gets the carry around the right side. He's out to midfield. It's Clements blocking a defender down the field.
Just about 8 yards down the field. It's the big right guard. Takes his man for a walk.
Ball is at midfield. Twins to each side of the formation. Lewis split wide left with Jones inside of him. Smith split wide right with Solomon inside of him. Bolton in there now at tailback. Pressure. Frazier gets the ball away. Overthrows Lewis at the 35-yard line of Fayetteville. Lewis was open. 6 had fallen down in the coverage. Colby Seegers. Throw high. 3:05 remaining in the ballgame. 39-19. Fayetteville Bulldogs. 3rd and 5 coming up.
Northside hasn't converted a third down in the last 4 attempts.
3 receivers wide right. Lewis, the lone receiver in the boundary to the left. Frazier out of the gun with Bolton to his right. It's a draw play to Bolton. And he gets about a half yard on forward progress into Fayetteville territory, but that'll bring up a 4th and a long 4. Northside will leave the offense out on the field.
Charleston up 34-23 on Danville. They're trying to make a comeback. Started out a little slow after losing Story.
3 receivers wide right, single receiver to the left. Same formation for the Grizzlies this time. Bolton is now on the left side of Frazier. Frazier drops back, looks out to the right, throws it out in the flat, and it is intercepted off the hands of Ty Jones. Number 16 for Fayetteville is going to take it back for a 50-yard interception return. Ball was not thrown perfect, but Jones should have caught it. Doesn't make the catch, and Fayetteville
able to scamper down the field.
The 50-yard interception for a touchdown.
The score indicates a big loss for the Grizzlies, but I think it doesn't feel that way, as we alluded to earlier. It just it's the way the game is, but it's 45-19 PAT pending. As we mentioned in the Wendy's pregame show, Matt, Coach Fuller said if anybody, if Northside jumps off sides, if there's any team that's better than Pine Bluff in the state of Arkansas right now, it is Fayetteville. And it doesn't get any easier for the Grizzly Bears.
Skill guys are just as good as Pine Bluff's, but I think Pine Bluff's linemen are still better than Fayetteville's.
Yes, and they're bigger. Even I don't know what, we didn't do the math on what those guys average, but we know that they're 275 pounds average on the line down there right now. So,
factory kick. 2:21 remaining in the ball game. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up and it's good. And Fayetteville now leads Northside 46-19. We'll take a break and be back for the kickoff. You're listening to Northside Friday Night Football on the Big AM. 1 minute, please.
He's thrown for 421 now.
50-yard interception return by Fayetteville.
Do up.
Now leads Northside 46-19. 2:21 remaining in the ball game.
Oh, there it is. The
573 total offense, 421 passing.
Crazy.
Accelerated kickoff for the Bulldogs. Pendleton. Thomas deep for the Grizzlies.
Can you hand me that daytimer real fast? 10 seconds, Matthew. 10.
10. Fayetteville to kick off to Northside. Haven't kicked it off deep yet tonight. This time they will. Now they did kick it off once earlier deep. Pendleton
gives it to
Thomas. He's out across the 20 and will be taken down at the 22. It'll be 1st and 10 Northside.
Coulter on the stop for the Bulldogs.
Start this one on their own 22.
At the conclusion of tonight's broadcast, we'll take a quick break and be back for the AutoZone End Zone post-game show and name our A to Z Variety Store Players of the Week. And those student athletes receive a free T-shirt. 1st and 10 Northside at their own 22. Ball on the right hash. Northside moving right to left on your radio, trailing Fayetteville 46-19. Split backs, 2 receivers each side of the formation. Inside handoff to Pendleton. He gets out across the 25 to the 26. A gain of 4.
46-19, 2 minutes now remaining in the contest. Fayetteville up on Northside, 46-19. Heritage and Springdale now tied up, Matt, in the fourth quarter, 26 apiece. Harbor is up 21-10 on the Rogers Mounties.
2 receivers wide right, single receiver to the left, split backs, ball in just side the left hash. Frazier fakes the handoff to Pendleton, keeps it. He's got the first down and more, out across the 35 to the 37.
Just rumbling and a stumbling down the field. That stops the clock momentarily.
First down and 10 Grizzlies. Ball spot at the north side, 37-yard
With
line.
a minute and a half remaining. Northside back up on the line, clock ticking.
2 receivers wide right, single receiver in the boundary to the left, split backs. Ball just inside the left hash. Frazier gets the snap, hands it off to Bolton, and tries the right side. He's got a little running room. He's out across the 40 up to about the 44.
Out to the 43-yard line.
Some local scores. Mountainburg has defeated Johnson County Westside 47-12. Greenland's defeated Cedarville 42-0.
Mountainburg's rolling this year.
Yes, they are. Lamar is also. They beat Lavaca 43-13. Dardanelle 36-14 over Pottsville. Fountain Lake 54-14 over Waldron.
Dardanelle's also good
loaded
this year.
Yes. Bentonville, Matt, 42, Southside 14. Southside had the lead early.
Double tights, handoff to Bolton. Right side, he's got the first down. He's across midfield. First year for Bentonville without head coach Barry Lunny. Coach Jody Grant taking over. Great young man. Played with him at Arkansas Tech. He's a Greenwood native.
Speaking of Greenwood, Matt, they beat Van Buren 45-14. So 30 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter here.
Double tight ends, single receiver to each side. Frazier hands off to Bolton. He tries the left side. He's going to get down to the 40-yard line of Fayetteville. Clock just continues to run, and that will be the final play of tonight's ball game. It's a final 46-19. Northside 0-1.
Your final score, the Fayetteville Bulldogs 46.
After their first 7A West Conference football game, and they've got Bentonville coming down here next week, who is putting it on Southside as we speak. We'll take a break and be back for the AutoZone post-game show as you're listening to Northside Friday Night Football on the Big AM. 2 minutes, please. You got?
I got it.
You got stats?
I got it.
Who's our players of the game?
I don't know.
Who's our,
Powell.
We got to have players of the game.